Do not worry.
Why, hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new Do Not Worry stream. I'm your host, Anthony, coming to you guys on this Tuesday night with a pretty chill stream. There's not a lot to talk about. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but like, I haven't prepared all that much. But there's one thing in particular that I really want to go over, and that is AB's dad. AB from H3, very own friend of the show, is heading like a class action lawsuit against Israel for destroying homes in South Lebanon. Or is he suing the U.S. government for allowing Israel to destroy homes in South Lebanon? Folks, that is, I mean, I would love to know what Ethan and Hila think of what AB's dad and suing the state for allowing Israel to destroy homes in the South. Will they ever bring it up? Hey, I'd be curious to see that. But we're going to talk about that. Also, Ceasefire looks to be very fragile, to say the least. Michael Jackson reviews are out for the movie, and they're bad. People are angry. Also, very nice, fun little update. Not fun. I mean, there's no nice updates, but like some good news as a follow-up to something we covered yesterday that we're going to start with in a second. And yeah, a lot of Lebanon stuff a little bit later. And yeah, that's what's happening tonight, folks. Might be a shorter stream, about 2 hours. We'll see where the wind takes us. Hello, everybody in chat. AC, Zafira, Genova, Zaytun Zero, Bozingas, Jess Polito, Ingenious Baboon Hoot, hello. T-Talk with Shah, hello. DG, hello. Sarah Hwaidat, Desiree Portraits, Briarleaf, Brat6738, Dana Sufyan Ali, hello, everyone. Good evening. Also, no promises, but tomorrow night might be the return of the fun channel, now called, we keep changing the name, I keep changing the name. I told Nour, the longer she takes to finish the design, which should be done by tonight, hopefully, the more I'm going to keep changing the name. It's now going to be called Tino's Playroom. Okay, don't ask me why Tino, actually ask me why. You guys can ask me why. It's because that was my nickname, that's what my family called me as a kid. I was thinking, should I call it Tony's Playroom? Then I'm like, I don't want to be called Tony. No one's ever called me Tony, you know what I mean? But then I was like, well, my family did call me Tino when I was a little boy. And since this is a channel about connecting with your inner child, enjoying these fun little activities that, you know, are just childish and nerdy, let's just call it what it is. So, Tino's Playroom. No, not Tarantino, just Tino, okay? It was my nickname before I ever knew who this fucker was. Anyways, look, if it doesn't work, we'll switch it back to Anthony's Playroom was just too long. Anthony's Playroom. It's got to be shorter. It's got to be catchier. Bang, bang. You know what I mean? Hermio says, first time I've heard Tino for Anthony. Well, it's yeah, I was a child. It's like a childish. I don't like being called Tino by anyone else, to be honest with you. Part of me didn't even want to use it just for that reason, but it sounds catchy for a YouTube channel. I put my pride aside for the good of a catchy YouTube name. Also, the tag wasn't taken. Anthony's Playroom tag was taken. I had to add an LB after it, so I don't like that. So we're back to Tino, baby. Let's go. Folks, if you'd like to support the channel, you can become a channel member. As you can see up here, we have a goal of 800 members. We have currently 500 members on the channel. Thank you so much to our lovely members. Let me take a second to thank our members who get exclusive live streams every single week, and they will be getting a very fun live stream this week. Let me thank Amir EW, who's been a member for 1 month. Thank you so much, Amir EW. Armageddon Taco, also the Nina Daily, Jess Polido, Ra'ed Kadura. Jess Polito, by the way, has been a member for 9 months. Nina Daly for 4 months. Armageddon Taco for 1 month. Ra'ed Kadura for 4 months. Good old fashioned for 1 month. Quitty for 4 days. Thank you so much. C. Moran. Goo Goo Gajoob. Victim of the Paranoid. Let's scroll down a little bit. Get some fresh names as well. Elias Shaya. Or Elias Shaya. Lomisaku. Or no. Yeah, I don't know. Lomscow. Bent Nifan. Ooh. So thirsty. Yusuf, hello. Jess says, do your parents call you Antoine? No, not at all. They do not. But my grandfather's name was Antoine, and that's kind of who I'm named after. Just a little variation, a fun variation on Antoine. Oh, Hidden Iron, hello. Carla Burns, 6029. Thank you so much to all our lovely members. We love you and appreciate you. This channel cannot run without our lovely members and patrons. So thank you. Whether you've been a member for 1 day, 4 months, you're out there gifting memberships, you've been gifted a membership, we thank you and appreciate you. Love you all the same. Thank you. Also, Patreon. Members and Patreon. I think I'm going to take like maybe Thursday. I'm going to choose Thursday to do some Patreon and members content. It'll be fun. How about that, folks? Thursday. Does that sound good to you guys? Miles Murphy, Cork, hello. Patreon, folks. Patrons get exclusive content that is not available to members. And they also get the members' live streams re-uploaded onto Patreon. So we're going to be slamming some fun shows. Nour and Karine are working on their show, Fantasy Board Review, where they read bizarre books, folks, and review them to you guys. Okay, their first show was very successful. I'm also going to be doing some fun. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do, okay, for Patreon. No promises, but it's going to be fun. I promise you. So thank you to our members and our patrons. Let me take a second to thank some lovely patrons such as our God-tier patron, Ilan Mujabeh, superhero patrons like Ezekiel and Fadi Mac, and Rana F, blonde patrons like Matthew, Bax, Daniel Richards, and Dopamaxed, and Megan Lowndes, abductee patrons like Iza, Nabila, Rachel, and Monica, and Khalid Dakak. Thank you so much. We love you all and appreciate you. But you guys don't have to be a member. You don't have to be a patron. You don't have to send in a super chat. Just like Brat just sent in a $10 super chat saying, please change the video name so Nour always has work. I know. You see, thank you so much, Brat, for the very generous $10 super chat. You don't have to do what Brad just did. Okay, just like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment if you're watching the replay. If you're watching live, hop into the live chat, say hello, join our Discord. Okay, everybody's having a good time. Thank you so much, everyone. We love you. We appreciate you. Now back to our scheduled programming. Okay. Brad, very kind, very generous. Thank you so much. Haley D, hello. Okay. Remember yesterday, we talked, oopsie, I'm alone. We talked about this family who lost everything. Can't play the music because it's copyrighted. It was this little girl. I mean, it's this family that lost their home, completely smashed, and then this little girl who paints and who does art was like recovering her destroyed paintings. Here she is crying, holding her little painting. I mean, super sad. Turns out she has an Instagram page called z.art.lb or .leb, which we'll open in a second. And here's a little sister just trying to recover whatever it is they can find, just standing in the rubble of their destroyed homes. I mean, heartbreaking stuff, to be honest with you. And that's how the video opens, with her walking towards her home, just crying. Okay. Now, that's her Instagram page, actually. z.art.leb. Her name is Zainab. So she has an Instagram page. Adorable little angel. Okay. Sweet little angel child. She's an artist. She has a little art studio. She's a 12-year-old little girl. There was a night, not an update, but here's a video that they posted 2 days ago. I'm going to translate this for you guys.
كانت صدمة بالنسبة لنا بس أنا من بعد ما قريت المسجز الحلوة فيديو لأن كانت ردة فعل طبيعية
She's saying, I was crying in the video that went viral because it was a natural reaction to what I saw.
أي حدا بيخسر شي غالي عليه وكانت
She says it's a natural reaction for anyone who loses something that means a lot to them or that's valuable to them.
صدمة بالنسبة لنا بس أنا من بعد ما قريت المسجز الحلوة انبسطت كتير وحسيت أنه في ناس كتير حدنا.
She said that, so she was really in shock when she saw everything. That's why she was crying. But then when she saw all the positive messages and love that they were getting in the comment section and online, it gave her kind of a boost to her attitude and it made her feel better.
تدعمنا وعطيتونا أمل نكمل. نحن اليوم.
Look at that. They cleaned up. Look at that. Her room is getting cleaner. So she said that all the messages of support gave them a lot of hope to continue.
اليوم بلشنا نشيل الركام العدو وشوي شوي رح يرجع بيتنا مثل الأول وأحلى. المكان.
So she said today we started to clean up our house. This was 2 days ago. So we started to clean our house. And I love how she mentioned from the enemy's debris. She had to call them the enemy, which I love. I think that's fucking badass. And Jim D. Dukers, Mayor Jim El Mukhtar with 5 Do Not Worry memberships just slammed in the live chat, just like that. Thank you so much. And that's so kind. That's so sweet. And Jim, because of that, I have some very good news to share to everyone.
اللي خلقت فيه وعندي ذكريات كتير حلوة أنا وأختي وراح أرجع أحمل الريشة وأرسم أحلى لوحات مثل ما أنتوا قلتوا لي.
She said she's gonna pick up her brush and paint like she used to. And on that note, and on Jim's very generous dono, I put out a tweet yesterday being like, hey, can anyone help me find them? I didn't know that they put out this tweet. So turns out, as you guys will see here, this post is shared by zart.lb, which is her account, and swisshouse.lb, which is an online store, essentially, which sells products in Nabatea in South Lebanon. As you guys will see here, there's the two girls are featured in the marketing. You know, it's a business that is owned by their mom and their dad. So this is who Swiss House LB is. I believe that is their mom. Those are the kids. So they're in this business together. You know, they're selling stuff. So I reached out to Swiss House LB. I was able to find them. So someone, Beirut.com, the people at Beirut.com hooked it up on Twitter. They're like, hey, this is their family. It's a family-owned business, and this is the little girl's account if you want to reach out to them. So I reached out to the business account. I spoke to the mom via Instagram, and we sent them $1,000, folks. We sent them $1,000 today, right away. And I told her in the DMs, I'm like, obviously, they're going to spend the money however they want, however they see fit. It is not in my place to tell them their home is destroyed. If they want to use it to rebuild windows, they want to use it to rebuild the kitchen. But I'm like, if you guys can get the little girls and Zainab some art supplies, would be awesome. And the mom was like, absolutely. We're going to, let me read what she said. And obviously I have the receipt if anyone wants to see the receipt. Let me quickly reach out. Oh, okay, the mom just messaged an hour ago and said, I just want, because I sent her a link. I'm like, hey, just so you don't think I'm like some weirdo reaching out. I'm like, my name is Anthony, and we did this fundraiser, and, you know, people were able to raise a whole bunch of money. And so she said, I just watched the podcast, and it truly meant a lot to me. It was very thoughtful of you to share our story and highlight what we're going through. Thank you so much for your support. Oh, that's so sweet. That's so sweet. So that's so kind of the mom. I'll reply to her right now. She said, thank you so much for your kindness and generosity. We truly appreciate it. Your support means a lot to us and to the girls, especially for their art supplies. That's so sweet. We shared the video to honestly show what happened and express how sad it is to lose something we truly love. Your support really helps bring back some hope to them. You can send the amount through Wish, and they send me the phone number so I can send them the money. Let me just reply to this because that's very sweet. So, guys, that's all thanks to you. That is all thanks to you guys. Thanks to you, you were able to make a difference. Thank you so much, guys. Honestly, like I'm so happy that we were able to. First of all, like Twitter coming together, like the same thing. Also, I was able to reach out to the cat lady with the 40 cats. We were planning a trip to her house. So after we gave Nation Station that 20K, we have a few $1,000s to spread around, and we have a bit of time to like look into what interesting individuals or initiatives we want to invest in. Not invest in, but like, you know, support and help. So already the 20K to help feed people, that's already a massive, like, that takes care of such a big important thing. We were able to give 2K to Give Me a Paw. We're going to go visit them on Saturday, May the 2nd, and we're planning an IRL stream over there, and we're going to try to film a vlog on the side as well. But we're also sending $2,000 to Animals Lebanon, another NGO that are taking care of animals. We're going to be sending some money to an NGO called Jayitne, which specializes in female hygiene products. We're also going to there's this NGO that takes care of like preserving seeds, because Israel keeps destroying like you know, fields in South Lebanon, so they preserve seeds. So we're going to be giving them a little bit of money, and then there's going to be still a couple $1,000s left over. So we're going to be we're going to be helping folks. So thank you guys so much. And the fact that we saw, I mean, the fact that if this little girl can smile just a little bit by getting some new art supplies or something, that'll be honestly all worth it. So thank you guys. I thought I would share this good news with you guys. Put a smile on everyone's face because we're going to be looking at some shitty news later. So this is nice. And the cat lady as well. The cat lady, I can't wait to go to her house and meet those kitties. She's down. She's like, come on over. She's like, I haven't said no to anybody filming. So you guys want to come over and film? Obviously, the donation we're going to give her is not dependent on whether or not she wants to film. I was like, hey, listen, we want to give you some money. Would it be cool if we also film, just so we can just highlight your story, share it online? Maybe it'll help you get more donations. Like, you know what I'm saying? So she's down. That's what I like. Actually, everyone who's getting a donation, we're going to try to like go visit them so that they can get more donations moving forward. So Jess Blue says the cat lady. I mean, she is the cat lady. She's got 40 cats. Haley says, give me a paw. It's such a cute name. It is a very cute name. It's a very cute name. Haley says other podcasters could never. Oh, well, thank you guys. We're taking this seriously. It's a little bit of not a pain, but like it would have been easy. I wish I just like click my fingers and then like everyone would just get the money distributed. But like it's nice making sure the money's going to like you know, the right initiatives, the initiatives that people maybe wouldn't otherwise think of. And the ceasefire is fragile as hell, so it's not like you can depend on what's happening. But anyways, very good news. I'm so glad. The mom seems like such a sweet person, such a sweet family. So, and if anyone wants to donate, I can at least link. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to link swisshouse.lb, which is their parents' business, okay? I'm going to link that in the live chat. If anyone wants to try to donate, you can reach out to them via Instagram, okay? Swiss House, that is their business, their family business. You'll be speaking, I'm presuming, with the mom when you DM them. You'll be talking to their mom. So if you guys want to help them, if anyone wants to send them a donation separately, do whatever you want. You want to send them some art supplies, whatever it is, reach out to them. It is right there in the live chat. So feel free to support them. And if you want proof that we sent them money also, you can ask them, I guess, you know what I mean? Which is only fair, honestly, obviously. There's a lot of people that use charity and stuff to scam, so bless this family. I don't know why I choose. Sometimes I pick some random news. A crew member on the live-action How to Train Your Dragon 2 movie has suffered a severe injury during production. A special effects technician severed multiple fingers on one hand in a saw-related workshop accident. Despite extensive surgery, they could not be reattached. Okay, I remember why I chose this story. Because this person lost his fingers for no fucking reason. This person lost his fingers for a movie that doesn't need to exist. You already made the first How to Train Your Dragon. It's the animated film. I haven't even watched the live action one because I heard it's like almost a shot for shot fucking remake. It's done by the same director. Like, talk about creative bankruptcy. Like them and Disney just remaking all these these cartoons into live action movies. And now they're making the second one. Is it also going to be the same as the second cartoon one? Are you just remaking a whole animated trilogy? So now this person has lost 3 fingers now, or however many fingers, for a movie that no one cares about, that you can already watch in an animated form, which is probably going to be better to watch and more. The character's going to be more expressive and all that sort of shit. Let's read a bit more into this. Useless injury. How to Train Your Dragon 2 crew member suffers severe injury following accident during production. Excuse me, I need to sneeze. Ba-bang. Okay. By Alex Rittman. A crew member on Universal's live-action sequel How to Train Your Dragon 2 has suffered a severe injury following an accident that occurred off-set in the UK earlier this month, Variety understands. The individual, understood to be working as a special effects technician, severed multiple fingers on one hand. Oh my god, multiple fingers, dude. Imagine losing multiple fingers for the live-action sequel to How to Train Your Dragon. On one hand, during an incident involving a saw in a workshop at Sky Studios Elstree, where the film is currently in production. Despite extensive surgery, the severed digits were not able to be reattached. That's what's crazy. Like, extensive surgery. They sat there and like hacked at this thing and like tried to stitch him back on and it didn't work. So what do you, like, you undo this? It's gnarly, man. Why am I even thinking about this? Variety has reached out to Universal for comment. How to Train Your Dragon 2 being directed by Dean Dubois, who helmed all the franchise's animated features. Like, this guy spent his whole life just making How to Train Your Dragon movies. Like, that's it. That's his career. More power to him. If it's paying the bills, God bless you, sir. It's tough out there in Hollywood right now. I read an article today while taking a shit about an ex-Hollywood writer that now works construction. No shame in working construction. It's just like he's an old man trying to learn a brand new thing, like in his fucking 60s or something. So it's like, holy shit, you know? That's depressing. So direct every How to Train Your Dragon whatever. They want to make a TikTok series? You better fucking write and direct that shit too, Dean Dubois, who helmed all the franchises and animated features, and 2025's first live-action remake began shooting in Sky Studios Elstree, blah, blah, blah. The film is once again led by Mason, blah, blah. Okay, this is just a bunch of marketing speak. Dreadful Utopia, hello. Mac Lopez, hello. Yeah, so I guess offset. I guess in their in whatever atelier they're working on to build the stuff, that's where it happened. And just a useless injury. Just stop remaking shit. Moana might be the most egregious out of all of them because it came out, what, like 5 years ago or some shit? Like, shouldn't you wait like 20 years or something? Like, you know what? It's time to remake this one, and the animated is already great. Let's try it in live action or something. But like 10, when did the first Moana come out? Moana 1. When the fuck did that come out? 2016. Okay, 10 years ago. What the fuck, man? It still looks like it came out yesterday. Okay, what's next? Oh, the Michael Jackson. Let's go. Let's go to Rotten Tomatoes real quick. Rotten Tomatoes. I wanna rock with you. John Smith. Hello. Hello from Yerevan. Ooh, hello from Yerevan. Inch Besses. Sorry guys, very thirsty. Okay, so Michael Jackson. The Michael Jackson movie, Michael, is at 33% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's read some of these reviews because fans are upset. Fans seem to be upset and they think there's a conspiracy against Michael Jackson because of the allegations, all of that. Let's see what all critics are saying. Kathia Woods gave it a 7, 8. Let's see the bad ones. Sean Burns. The movie ends in 1988 with Jackson's triumphant solo Bat Tour, which is kind of like ending an O.J. Simpson biopic with him winning the Heisman Trophy. Okay, that's kind of funny. Tina Kakadilis says, Michael is another entry in the genre of biopics that doesn't want to handle the reality of the person they're shining the spotlight on. Well, I mean, keep in mind, the movie's produced by, like, his family. His brothers are involved. The estate has approved the script, so they're not going to get into anything remotely controversial. And even if they are going to cover something controversial, they're going to cover it from, like, the Michael is innocent perspective. Of course, his nephew is playing Michael Jackson. Don't think he's going to be like, I'm not going to say the words because that could be clipped out of context. He ain't going to say I'm a P word. Essentially, playing his uncle. They're going to try to make their uncle look as good as possible. Whether that's right or wrong, obviously, I mean, I don't know the reality of what the fuck happened. You know what I mean? The court seems to suggest one thing might have been real. You know what I'm saying? But is the biopic going to touch that? No. Would I prefer a biopic that is touching on the legal aspect? Of course. Give me all the juicy shit. You know what I'm saying? All the bad shit, like what actually happened, the court cases. I don't want to see the actual fucking crimes. I'm not saying like that's the juicy stuff, but like that's all you people kind of remember of Michael Jackson's, like, the second half of his life. It's the legal stuff. It's the legacy. So this is going to be a two-parter. So part 2 will probably have to touch on that. And also, this movie did kind of touch on some allegations, but then it turned out once they finished shooting the movie that the one case they did talk about, there was an agreement in the lawsuit that forbade, I think, right? What was it? That basically said that, like, you could never dramatize this court case in a movie, so they had to, like, reshoot like a third of the movie and throw out a bunch of it. So just saying that. Fundraiser. Let's go back to some of the reviews. Sarah Hardet and chat says, my mother and I, we might watch the new movie Michael Jackson on Thursday for my mother's birthday, and my sister wanted. It's got to make a lot of money, okay? A lot of people are not going to want to watch it in protest for Michael Jackson's crimes or alleged crimes. He was acquitted technically, but, like, you know, he also has to pay off a lot of people. But a lot of people are also going to watch it. You know, the older generation. Neil Pond gave it a 2 out of 5. This disinfected feel-good tribute wants us to remember Jackson as the king of pop, fulfilling his wish to become the biggest star in the world, but not how he lost much of his reputation in the process alone. So, okay, so you do see a trend. Like, this guy's upset that, like, they didn't talk about the allegation, for example. The radioactivity of the sex abuse charges pulsates through every second of the movie, even if it ends abruptly prior to the events leading to the charges. So, again, this guy is highlighting, he's criticizing the film for that. Now, I just heard the movie's cliche. Whether or not they're... Imagine Michael Jackson never did anything in his life, right? Anything bad. Everything I heard from the movie, it's basically Walk Hard. Like, if you guys have seen Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, it literally opens with Dewey Cox, old, on stage. It's a parody of music biopics. He's literally standing on stage. He's, like, thinking about his whole life. Someone's like, Mr. Cox, it's time for you to sing. And then Dewey Cox's, like, friend / manager, like, jumps up. Is like, hey, like, don't interrupt him. Mr. Cox has to think about his entire life before he gets on stage. And then the movie is basically him, Dewey Cox, just having a flashback of his entire life, which is the movie that you watch, remembering how he got to that point. Apparently, the Michael Jackson movie starts just like that. It starts just like the fucking parody of... And Walk Hard is one of my favorite fucking movies. Like, my username on Reddit is inspired by Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story. So apparently Michael Jackson, it starts like he's on stage about to perform during like the Bad tour. Then he starts remembering his whole life. I shit you not, they're literally doing the Walk Hard. They are doing the Walk Hard. So that's why, for the most part, it's getting bad or like middling reviews. But here, everything that they're highlighting on Rotten Tomatoes is like they're not talking about the allegations. Michael continues the long tradition of musical biopics that play like a visual Wikipedia summary of an artist's life. Sure, you could spend an evening at the cinema listening to some of Jackson's. Yeah, and also apparently it's a lot of montages of like his songs going to the top of the charts. You'll see like, you know, literally charts going up and like Michael Jackson's name going up, and then like the radio playing his songs, people dancing at concerts, people fainting at concerts. They're at like a supermarket and like someone will say a word like, oh my God, isn't this kind of a thriller? Oh, did you just say thriller? Let's make a song called Thriller. All that kind of shit. The movie just does it all. It's the greatest hits. But with someone like Michael Jackson too, like if you're going to make a movie of Michael Jackson, it's going to end up like that. You either do a very specific movie that focuses on like one sliver of his life, like a movie about recording one specific album, like recording the Bad album. That's it. The whole movie just tackles that. Or you got to do a TV show. You got to do, if you want to cover Michael Jackson's whole life, or any singer, any legendary singer like Michael Jackson, Madonna, Elvis Presley, whatever the fuck, dude. If someone who's had a career, but Michael Jackson is more unique because he's had a career since he was a child. That's got to be like a fucking HBO miniseries, dude. You want to do anything like that justice. Couple seasons too with Michael Jackson. There's so many arcs that you can go through. A movie is going to end up, unless the movie is focusing on like, you know, just one very specific aspect of his life, it's going to be jumping from like one thing. He wrote Thriller. He's doing bad. Look at that tour. He burnt his hair. That's what it's going to get. You know what I mean? That's going to happen. There's going to be the Jackson 5 in there, of course. Hina says you should watch this is Spinal Tap. I've never seen that movie. I have never seen that film. Anyways, so some people are upset. Jones Vibes screenshots the 27% and says we've legit lost the plot. I honestly have zero idea what people are looking for these days, but there needs to be a major shift in criticism. The movie I saw was well written, well directed, beautifully shot, insanely well performed, and the sound was amazing. Are we film critics or not? We're supposed to help paint the picture of what an audience can anticipate, and this score is not even close to that picture. Objectively, I mean, look, if audiences are just looking for, but that's the thing. I think, yeah, that's what audiences are looking for. I think critics sometimes have a heart, but also, look, I would never want to review this movie, bro. Even if I watched this movie, I don't think I would ever want to tell people that I watched it because just the conversation surrounding it is going to be such a headache. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm good. And a lot of people are going to review it and say that it's fucking shit. You know what I mean? Who cares? Dreadful says this is going to get that MJ guy back in our chat. No, I think he gave up. He gave up. MJ is innocent. Do you need to watch this documentary? All right. And this person, Evan Solo. IGN gave it a 3 by saying no matter where you come down on Michael Jackson as a person, this biopic is entirely the opposite of what he was, both as an iconic performer and a controversial tabloid figure. Evan says, I see what's going on here. So it's kind of like a conspiracy to shit on this movie. IGN gave it a 3. Awful. It can't be that bad. I heard the performance is really good. I heard that his nephew, Jafar Jackson, did a good job. Anyways. Let's get to the main topic of tonight, folks. I was scrolling on Instagram yesterday, which I don't do often, and I got this story randomly suggested to me. And I was like, is that Uncle Nabi? Is that AB's dad?
Bring a class action against the United States government, specifically the Secretary of State Rubio, for allowing this kind of conduct to happen. We have something called the Lee Act, and the Lee Act basically says, named after Senator Patrick Leahy, was passed in 2007, that basically says that if the United States cannot support or give aid or military aid of any sort to agencies, government, foreign agencies that are committing gross.
So AB's dad is trying to sue the U.S. government for supplying Israel with weapons that they use to essentially terrorize another country. In this case, Lebanon, destroying homes in the south, which, by the way, incidentally, AB's bosses, Ethan and Ela Klein, agree with. They literally sat there and were like, well, if people only knew why Israel was doing what they're doing in the south, they could understand. Hezbollah attacked them. So everything that Ethan and Ela are justifying, AB's dad is trying to sue the American government for. First of all, AB's dad is a G. I think the guy's fucking great. We're not going to criticize AB's dad in any way, shape, or form in this fucking live stream. You know what I mean? We're here to say the things that AB won't say on the H3 podcast. This is so fucking G. Now, usually a lot of these lawsuits go nowhere, like suing the U.S. government for what Israel did. No one's going to get anything. This is going to go nowhere. No one's going to get any payment. There's also like this French Lebanese guy who's trying to sue the Israeli government for blowing up his family's house in the south. Let me see if I can find that. Those things usually go nowhere. They're more symbolic than anything else. But like the fact that he's doing it, he's putting it out there. It's better that someone does something than not. You know what I mean? True or not? Let's see. Lebanese man, France sues Israel.
damaged اي شيء بيجي بيقول له
Let me see if I can find it. Yes, French Lebanese artist files.
My father.
We'll watch that in a second. Just as a reference. Back to AB's dad.
Humanitarian conduct. The idea that these individuals could run rampant and blow up people's homes left and right.
The War Powers resolution that I'm co-leading with Congresswoman Ramirez orders the removal of U.S. armed forces, participation in...
Look at that, collaborating with Rashida Tlaib. Like, that's, you know what I mean? AB's dad is making some moves.
Authorized hostiles in Lebanon, including involvement in targeting assistance, intelligence sharing, which is incredibly important for the Israeli airstrikes and ground invasion. The United States right now is assisting in this destruction through the weapon sales, intelligence, logistics they offer, as well as diplomatic cover. It covers, again, the Israeli government, and Congress has the power and duty to put an end to this illegal, again, invasion and what I call an ethnic cleansing campaign.
Ethan Klein. No one loves lawsuits as much as Ethan and Ela Klein. I wonder, and I'm curious, and please let me know if they end up talking about this on their show. Like, did this happen? This happened 17 hours ago. I can see here. So this must have happened maybe before. This happened before. Did they live stream yesterday? If H3 had a live stream yesterday, that means this had happened. I'm very curious if H3 actually talked about this. Like, this is... Ethan loves nothing more than lawsuits. Half his podcast is now him talking about who he's suing next, and I was going to ruin their lives. He and AB's dad can have a whole conversation about lawsuits. You know what I mean? Did Ethan and Ela even cover this and like tell like AB that like, yo, that's kind of fucking badass what your dad's doing? I'm very curious. Was there any way of knowing?
War Powers resolution in Congress is privilege, and I'll teach you guys what this means. This means they cannot take it up for a vote. We're going to force a vote on the War Powers resolution. Because I know sometimes you think we're alone. We're not. This is just half of all of the organizations that are supporting the War Powers resolution to end the hostile, again, war and to discriminate bombings and ethnic cleansing that we see in Lebanon.
Which Ethan and Ela Klein think is justified, obviously. So that's pretty fucking cool. So here's a couple of news reports that picked it up. This is local news, ABC 7 federal complaint. So welcome to your local news. I'm Bob Kochek.
At 5:30, a federal lawsuit in the works on behalf of the Lebanese Americans from Metro Detroit whose homes have been destroyed in Lebanon. Today, I attended a press conference held by the Arab American Civil Rights League.
Again, there's AB's dad. G'ing it up.
In Dearborn. The civil rights organization plans to file a lawsuit against the U.S. government alleging loss of property and protected rights. Those speaking at the press conference tell me their loved ones were victims of airstrikes by the Israeli military, which has continued to receive support from the American government.
That's his dad's sort of what is it, like an NGO that he founded, the ACRL.
Despite a ceasefire set to be in place.
Two of my parents' buildings in Bint Jbel were destroyed. Both of my grandfather's houses were destroyed. This is not abstract. This is not political rhetoric.
We still believe in this country. You still see I have the flag up here above the Arab American civil rights, because America comes first in our nation as we understand it. And we need to let them know and recognize in the court system, and the judges know this very well, that America comes first. So we're going after you. Get ready.
Our home was gone.
That's fucking crazy, man. DG Arhui W's in the chat with 1 gifted Do Not Worry membership. Let's go. We got 6 new members today. That's so kind, DG. Thank you so much.
Bomb was dropped on it and it was reduced to rubble. My grandfather's home. My grandfather on both sides.
The ACRL also intends to establish a hotline where they will begin.
Like, can you imagine, like, your home being destroyed and there's nothing you could do about it? Like, oh, well, it's Israel doing its thing. Like, what do you mean it's Israel doing its thing? My ancestral home, our fucking family home, where, like, you just built it. You spent hundreds of thousands of dollars building a fantastic new home, or you have a little plot of land and it just got destroyed, and there's you should be expected to just fucking accept it. That's what it is. You should just fucking sit there and accept it and get angry at your own neighbors and blame your own neighbors rather than blaming a country that is out there fucking genociding people and bombing 4 countries at once and stealing land openly and stealing our fucking gas fields in the ocean.
To document claims from anyone impacted, and we have reached out to the Trump administration for comment and are waiting to.
Haley says he knows he has to butter up to the Patriots, so we'll excuse that. Yeah, him talking about America will always come first. He's already doing enough by suing. He has to. You always have to kind of, like, you know, bend the knee to the flag in America.
You're back.
There's also another little mini report.
Taking action against the federal government. The Arab American Civil Rights League is taking action against the federal government. The nonprofit announced plans to file.
Yo, Genova 96 just gifted 5 Don't Worry memberships. Thank you so much, Genova. I used to have a Genova backpack when I was a child. 11 new members today. Thank you so much. That's so kind. That's so generous, Genova.
A class action lawsuit on behalf of American citizens who have been impacted by Israeli airstrikes in Lebanon. CBS News Detroit's Veronica Ortega is in Dearborn with the story.
The Arab American Civil Rights League says that this class action lawsuit is not just legal action, it's about accountability and justice.
Dozens of families in Southeast Michigan have lost homes, land, and loved ones in Lebanon.
This is a demand that the law.
And again, reminder that AB has family in South Lebanon. Lena has family in South Lebanon. They are from Jnub. They are from the South. So, like, their families have been directly impacted by that. Dearborn, Michigan. A lot of people call it, what do they call it? Dearbornistan or something, like as a racist nickname. It is full of Lebanese people. There's a massive Lebanese community. There's a massive Shia community in Dearborn, Michigan. So y'all bet your asses a lot of them have lost either loved ones or homes in the South or in Dahiyeh. Very common.
Applied equally. A demand that our government uphold its duties to its citizens.
The ACRL is naming Secretary of State Marco Rubio and weapons manufacturers in the litigation.
Fuck you, Marco Rubio, dumbass.
They knew that weapons are going to be used to destroy innocent people's homes, not military action. But yet they keep supplying these individuals.
According to the ACRL, there have been violations of the Leahy Law. The law passed nearly 30 years ago prohibits the U.S. military from providing aid to foreign security forces committing human rights abuses.
So the Leahy Law, they're going to find a way to repeal that fucking law, man. The fact that he just brought it up, you know what I mean? Like, and that makes sense, you know what I mean? The United States government is not allowed to supply governments that are known to fuck up, you know, whatever it is that they're doing. Governments that are supplying evil countries, that are committing acts of terror, that are destroying homes, that are committing acts, that are committing war crimes live on fucking TV for everyone to watch, should not be supported by the U.S. military. They should not be getting weapons. But how, like, again, these things are very symbolic. Holy shit, Brat6738 with a $50 super chat says, donation for the cat lady. Brat, that's so kind. That is so kind. We will add that to her dono. Brat, thank you so much. That is so kind. And for anyone who's tuning in just now, we are going to be meeting the cat lady, and we're going to be handing her a nice little stack of cash. Brad, thank you so much. That's so very kind. Holy shit, man. God damn. W's, a lot of W's, and I want a lot of Nata and Maki stickers in the live chat. Little kitties to represent the 40 kitties that we're going to meet. Brad, thank you so much. That's so kind. That stuff makes such a massive difference.
The States has always stood on principle that it protects
the cat lady. Her name is Madame Diana. Look, the cat, guys, when I say cat lady, I mean it with love and affinity. I would never say cat lady in a negative way. I'm a cat daddy. I got 2 cats. All right, I love cats. Cats are my life. Demi loves cats. We're a cat family. We're cat loving folks.
Citizens, no matter where they are in the world. That principle cannot be selective, cannot depend on politics, and cannot stop when American citizens are harmed by actions of a so-called ally.
These pictures show some of the destruction in a residential neighborhood of Lebanon. One ACRL board member says her family worked hard to build a house in their homeland, but now that home is gone, reduced to rubble.
This is erasure. This is unacceptable. For us to have our tax dollars.
DG says the new plan is joint ventures in tech and weapons, R&D and manufacturing, so that Israel is not dependent on U.S. aid. It would be more beneficial to Israel than things are currently. Well, yeah, definitely. I think Israelis are going to try to more and more not be dependent on the U.S. anymore. And also, they see where the trend is going. They see that young Americans aren't fucking with Israel, so they can predict that in like 5, 10, 15, 20 years, support for Israel might drop drastically. They're already starting to look for alternate partners. They're partnering up with like Asian countries. They're abandoning the West. We read an article on stream a few months ago how Israel is abandoning the West and trying to partner up with Asian countries and India. And the more control they have in the area here, the more powerful they are. And now they're like, you know what I mean? They're trying to have their way with Lebanon. The more Israel is powerful in this area, the less they're going to need the U.S. and the more self-sufficient they'll be able to become. So there is a point where Israel can get to a point where they don't need the United States anymore. And that's what their goal is. And how crazy would it be if the U.S. and Israel one day go to war? Wouldn't that be fucking crazy? But Israel, whatever it is they're doing, is they do not want to be dependent on the United States for the rest of their lives. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't want that. They will eventually be able to get their own weapons.
Being used in this way is heartbreaking, disgusting, and it needs.
Tasneem News says Iranian delegation will not be traveling to Islamabad. Holy shit, Megji, thank you for the update.
ACRL leaders say there's a long road ahead, but they vow to never stop fighting. In Dearborn, Veronica Ortega, CBS News, Detroit.
Here's another. Now, some of these interviews are going to be in Arabic. I'll try to translate for you guys. But look, this is like whole like conversations with people at this event, which I think is interesting to hear. Again, props to AB's dad. Like, I know the title might seem like I'm being sarcastic, and the fact that I said AB's dad is suing Israel, I guess I didn't pay attention when I quickly watched the thing. They're suing the U.S. government. It's more dramatic when I say he's suing Israel. I'm not changing it. Okay, sue me. Actually, don't. But we're gonna. This is actually really props to their dad. First, before we watch this, let's watch like this French guy who's suing the Israeli government for killing his family.
My father Mahmoud Shirri, my mother Nadra Hayek. I mean, they were two ordinary people.
Ali Churi's parents were killed in their Beirut home in an Israeli airstrike 17 months ago. Now the Lebanese-French artist, whose work often reflects the fragility of life, is trying to rebuild and seek justice.
It's very hard to...
Can you imagine just losing both of your parents in an act of terror like this? You get no answers, you get no justice, you just have to accept it and move on. And you'll never get any justice for it. As Lebanese people, we've known that all too many times. Various wars with various different countries around the decades. The massive August 4th explosion that happened a few years ago. The massive explosion that happened on the 8th of April that killed 400 people within 10 minutes.
Accept or to even grasp what had happened. I mean, losing someone that close in such a violent, horrific way, actually.
Churi's family had lived in this apartment for...
Holy shit, look at all the walls just gone, dude. The walls are gone.
Decades. Now there is nothing left. He's turning his anger and grief into action. He's filed a legal complaint with France's War Crimes Unit, calling for an investigation into the attack.
So what we demand is that the people responsible of this attack would be brought in front of the justice and would take responsibility.
Israel says its air raids in the Lebanese capital were aimed at destroying Hezbollah sites. The International Federation for Human Rights and Amnesty International have investigated Churi's case. Both say there were no military targets in or around the building.
But what? Okay. And I agree. But how do you stop Israel? How do you take Israel to justice? Like, the ICJ has accused Benjamin Netanyahu of being a war criminal. He's still out there starting more wars. Like, there's nothing you could do to stop these people. So all of these lawsuits, again, while symbolic and great, and I respect them, and they should be happening because people, it at least starts a conversation, and it keeps that and it hopefully sets some positive precedents. But how can you be setting any positive precedents when nothing happens?
That, says this lawyer, could constitute a war crime under French law.
There is a major rule under international humanitarian law which prohibits any direct attack against civilians as persons, individuals, but also against civilian objects. They must be protected from armed conflict in all situations.
But I mean, yeah, isn't that obvious? And this crime happened in Lebanon, but you're like a French lawyer. Does that count? Is that like Lebanese law? Does that count here? How can you sue from France?
Churi keeps these childhood photos. He found them scattered outside his destroyed apartment, fragments of a past he won't allow to be erased as he tries to challenge those who act with impunity. Natasha Butler, Al Jazeera, Paris.
Very sad. I mean, I hope he gets some kind of justice, but I highly doubt it. Not trying to be an asshole, but like, holy fuck. So these are people that are attending AB's dad's event where they announced that lawsuit. Let's see what these people have to say.
هلا هي هذه الشكوى هي بسموها كلاس اكشن لوسوت. يعني كل الناس ممكن اللي عنده بيت مهدم مضروب دامج اي شيء بيجي بيقول له انه انا بيتي بمحل الفلاني.
This guy's straight up like Lebanese, dude. He's not even trying to speak English. So this guy's saying like this is a class action lawsuit, so anyone who's had property destroyed in South Lebanon can hop in and say, yo, I'm a Dearborn local and my home was destroyed by Israel, and they can jump in and join this class action lawsuit.
بهذه النقطة دامج وضربوه الإسرائيلية. أنا بدي you want to join اللوسوت. هذه اسمها class action lawsuit. شوف أنا بدي.
He's mansplaining to the lady what a class action lawsuit is basically. He's mansplaining.
إنه أهم شيء إنه هذه الجالية قوية. قوية بأرقامها، قوية بتصويتها، قوية بمجتمعها، بأموالها. نحن الحقيقة هذه وقفة عز اليوم. يا أما نحن بنوقف وبنضلنا واقفين وبيوقفوا معنا بلبنان وقفة عز.
He's saying we need to stand and people in Lebanon need to stand with us. He said something before, but I zoned out. What did he say?
شوف أنا بدي أقول لك إنه أهم شيء إنه هذه الجالية قوية. قوية بأرقامها، قوية بتصويتها.
He's saying this is, I think, Heljeli, I don't know what he means. He's saying like this initiative is strong, I think, with its numbers.
نخذلهم بلبنان وما بيسوى انه نخذل شعبنا لانه شعبنا عم بيضحي باغلى شيء عنده روحه وارضه وبيته.
Yeah. I think
this guy's saying we can't forget about Lebanon. Lebanese people are sacrificing with their spirits, their homes, their land.
Everybody that heard the press conference today should follow suit. I think you should reach out to the ACRL. You should work with the civil rights organizations. You should come forward and you should file for the property damages that were committed against your homes back in Lebanon, especially knowing that they were destroyed with American taxpayer dollars providing the bombs to the Israeli government that ultimately decimated many of the homes overseas. That's what we have to do.
نحن أول شيء بنشكر بنت جبال المشرك عناية على المقابلة.
Okay, I'm going to skip the Arabic, guys. Speak English, man. You're in America. Blend in. I'm kidding, folks. I support you speaking Arabic, sir.
قلنا بلدنا لبنان لأنه نحن عمرنا.
Reach out to your congressman. A lot of the residents in Dearborn Heights, in our community, to go ahead and reach out to your congressmen, congresswomen, senators, etc., and let them know that what this genocide that is happening in Lebanon is not okay. A lot of people in Lebanon, in South Lebanon, have lost their homes. As you can see here from this event, you got over 1,000 people, and there's obviously a lot more than where these people came from. They have lost their homes.
Look at those ladies, dude. I love it, dude.
People, and there's obviously a lot more.
The attitude on them ladies. That lady right there with the flag wrapped around her. That lady's just she's like, what you looking at, motherfuckers? Okay, they took our homes. They're taking our people. I like the vibes on this share. Far Twain sends a $5 dono. Thank you so much, Far Twain. It says one day Ethan is gonna attack AB's dad and AB's gonna just sit there and justify it. AB Fuad al-Khatib. Listen, I'd like to draw the line and like I think AB will stand up for his dad. Actually, no, he didn't, because when Fuad al-Khatib said that CARE is a terrorist organization, AB did just kind of sit there, didn't he? You know? But again, AB's dad doesn't know any of that. AB's dad doesn't watch H3. He doesn't follow what's happening. Remember that time when AB was interviewing his dad? And I sent a question asking, hey, what does your dad think about what Ahmed Fuad Khatib has said? And like he just went in, they just started like shitting on me, talking about like trolls and people wanting to get views. I was like, bro, I didn't even mention Ethan or Elon. Like, what does your dad think about Ahmed Fuad Khatib? I genuinely wanted to know. And AB used the opportunity to talk about snark. I don't think he said the word snark. His dad would have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? But yeah, I tried to get his dad's opinion.
than where these people came from. They have lost their homes. And it is very, very unfortunate. A lot of us love this country. I love this country. This is a great country. We love America. But what we are against is the foreign policy of America that continues to support a type of, I don't want to say country, Palestine. I call it Palestine. They are.
John Smith says you should catfish his dad into having a convo with you as a Lebanese reporter and then confront him on the dumbass nonsense. The son says, I would love to, but I think AB is probably told, like, is warned. I don't know how to do it. And someone is saying, why would he catfish? Hermio says, why would he catfish unless AB already has him predisposed to hating Anthony? Being forward is very easy since Anthony's actually present and could provide extra support. I think if AB's dad is going to just scroll through my YouTube channel, if he sees Ethan's face and me saying something negative about it, he might not want to do it. So catfishing might be the only way, to be honest with you, to get AB's dad on. Or we could try to get either James or Comrade Casey, but we all have the same issue on our YouTube channels. It would be hard. We'd have to like live, like, I'm Anthony from CBS. Would you like to speak with me, sir? I don't think I can lie that much. I don't think I can do that, you know. Billy says leave his dad alone. Yeah, I don't want to get like I would just want to speak with his dad and like just ask him questions about what's happening. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to get. I would not want to do that, folks. I'm not going to do that.
Supporting right now a Zionist movement that has no agenda other than taking over the land of our people in Lebanon. And I highly, highly encourage you to call your congressman, congresswoman, etc. Thank you. And God bless.
This will represent a clear violation of humanitarian principles that we are.
But the fact that we're talking about it now, it could get clipped. Like, you know what I mean? Like now, AB could literally tell his dad, like, "Yo, someone might reach out to you, so like just watch out." So that could have happened already.
Based on in this country, this is targeting civilians, like destructing their homes and killing innocent people is nothing but.
I'll just ask his dad about Ahmed Fouad Khatib. Honestly, that's what I want to know. I just want to ask him the question that AB refused to ask his dad.
Huge violation in this era.
يعني هلا نحن بداية نحن بنشجع الكل انه يعملوا وبداية بنقول انه ما حدا يضل ساكت. نحن ما لازم.
This dude is like straight up from like Lebanon. Do you speak anything in English?
طرفوا عليه مصاري لحتى يربح. ما حدا يقول ما في.
Actually, he's just happy to speak Arabic. He found someone like. He's like, you know what? I'm going to use this chance and speak in Arabic full on. How about this guy?
Throughout Lebanon. And anybody that and anybody that has a home, a property that was destroyed in Lebanon, throughout Lebanon, بنت جبال تبنين, anywhere in Lebanon, Beirut, بالضاحية, and they are U.S. citizens, they have the right to file a claim against the government of the United States. And that's why they're initiating this federal class action lawsuit, because if you are a taxpayer and you pay taxes on your money and you go buy a summer home in Lebanon, the last thing you need to worry about is our tax dollars financing the genocidal machine of Netanyahu to bomb that home. That's not acceptable.
Let's go. I like this guy. Who's this guy? He's got attitude. Yeah, you're buying a fucking summer home and then you're paying taxes. Then you're, dude. Americans, you guys need to revolt. Your tax dollars are going to fund Israel. The government ain't fixing your bridges. Your public schools are getting worse. The price of eggs keeps on going up. I know the price of eggs might have come down recently, but like, you know what I'm saying. Okay, shit's not looking good. Most Americans can't afford a $400 emergency. Rent prices are going up. Unemployment is going up. AI is taking over. And your tax dollars aren't even serving you. They're bombing me. They're wasting your tax dollars to be a pain in my ass. Why? And then you guys, not only are you paying your tax dollars to bomb my country, you're also donating your own money to help undo what your government's doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys are getting fucked twice. They're taking your taxes, which are bombing me. Then you guys are going like, oh, fuck, we have to help these people. Take our donation money. They're taking all your money. You know, you guys are funding the destruction and the rebuilding of all of this. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. Reclaim your country, guys. You got to reclaim your government. You got to reclaim your government. Ain't no other way.
Acceptable.
Jay of the Dead, hello. How's it going?
Yeah, they uprooted the olives. They did everything. So this is a first step. Don't be afraid. ما حدا يخاف اللي عنده أي عقار.
أيوة, switching back to Arabic, like don't be afraid. Don't like ما حدا يخاف means don't be afraid.
أي شيء يعني دمر بالحرب. اتصلوا بالACRL وحطوا وسجلوا اسماءكم.
I think this guy is part of the ACRL. He's like, if anything's been destroyed, hit us up, call the ACRL, Put your name to the class action lawsuit. Let's go. Again, I don't think anything's going to happen, obviously. They're going to be like, well, it's war and things happen in war. And how do you know there wasn't a bomb in this house? Whoa, whoa, whoa. The IDF investigated the building and they found 2 shotguns.
اول شيء رب ضاره نافعه يمكن هاللي صار سيس فاير اللي صار هلا بين على
Whoa, bro, raise your voice. We can't hear you, sir. What's this guy saying?
مش بالناقص الا بزياده لانه نحن
شو بعد هالاجتماع شو المطلوب
What happened to the volume all of a sudden?
اللي بقوله هلا انه الناس اللي
Okay, they're speaking Arabic too. I don't feel like translating for now, guys. This guy looks like he's speaking English.
لكل مواطن امريكاني من اصل لبناني لحتى يتقدم ويساعد.
Nope, more Arabic. It is. That's all I could find on that event. Let's see. Dearborn class action. Uploaded today. Let's see what we can find. We've watched. Ooh, this is 33. That's the whole thing. Ooh. That's kind of dope.
Good morning, and thank you all for being here on this very important day. I'm here to state a fact that should shame every elected official who voted in favor.
Can you guys hear this as loud as it can get?
Of continued wars. Our American tax dollars are funding an illegal war against a sovereign nation. This ongoing war in Lebanon is not distant, it is not abstract, it is personal. That means that money pulled from your paychecks, from small businesses, from our children's futures, are buying the very weapons that are destroying Arab American family homes overseas. Not military targets, homes, with families inside of them. Because of many of us here, Lebanon is also our home. Let me be clear.
I love that it's called Bint Jbeil Cultural Center. And Bint Jbeil is this town that I've been showing you guys for the past couple of days being completely decimated. I think I might have a Bint Jbeil video here. Let me see. I have them open somewhere here. 1 second. This is not Bint Jbeil. This is Marjayun. I have too many videos of like Lebanon being destroyed. Okay, now I've been showing you guys Bint Jbeil a lot. It's been completely erased. Yesterday we watched a video of them detonating a bunch of house. So the fact that they have Bint Jbeil Cultural Center, that's fucking crazy. And Bint Jbeil was also like a key fighting village in Lebanon in 2006 that the Israelis tried to get over and over again, but they could never get it, which makes Bint Jbeil extremely personal to them. So them getting it now and trying to destroy it, it's like having their ultimate revenge on Hezbollah.
American citizens are watching their own government fund the destruction of property, their investments, and their heritage overseas. This is not wrong. This is not just wrong, but this is unacceptable. We cannot and will not ignore this. Today is the beginning of accountability. We are not funding freedom. We are funding demolition. And until we demand that Congress stop...
Looking at it as an investment could be a good... Because obviously Americans, the government doesn't care about lives. You know, like you killed my family. You killed this child. They don't give a fuck. Collateral damage. Making it about like an investment like, yo, I invested my money into this summer home, into this property that you guys just destroyed. Capitalism. I'm sure there's more, you know what I mean? There's more to it when you go like, you destroyed my investment, then you killed my family. I think they're more likely, the law is more likely to help them and listen to them because they're focusing on the property and not the human cost. Isn't that great? Isn't capitalism great?
Writing blank checks for this unlawful violence, our own hands will not be clean. You are going to hear today from individuals who have lived this reality time and time again, who have lost their homes, lost their land, lost their family members, and lost their security.
Kyo J says, I could see AB bringing this up and Ethan and Ela just start justifying Israel bombing Lebanon in response, and AB, yeah, like, right? Hey guys, did you hear that like my dad is suing the US government for funding Israel's destruction of southern Lebanon? Well, you know, AB, I mean, I know your dad is great. He's such a good guy. We met him, we had dinner with him. He's a great guy, just like you, AB. Your dad's such a good man, lawyer, but I mean, you know, if people in South Lebanon didn't want their house destroyed, you know what I mean? Maybe they shouldn't, Hezbollah shouldn't bomb the kibbutz in the north, you know, AB? So, I mean, hey, they get what, I mean, obviously I'm against the violence, but like, what is Israel expected to do? They're being attacked by Yemen. They're being attacked by Iran. They're being attacked by Hezbollah. What are they supposed to do? You know? And Hamas, don't forget Hamas.
Security. Their stories matter, their losses are real, and their voices will be heard.
Who's that guy?
Their stories matter, their losses.
All right, let's go. Look at that G, just getting his own little solo shot right there.
Are real and their voices will be heard. So thank you again for joining us today on this very important day. I'm going to hand it over to Nasser Beydoun, Chairman of ACRL.
Good afternoon. My name is Nasser Beydoun, N-A-S-S.
Nasser Beydoun. Or Nasser Beydoun, as we would say. Nasser, you gotta adapt. You gotta adapt. I get it, okay? My dad gave me an already very Americanized name. I'm Anthony. I don't have to change my name to anything weird to be accepted by anyone. You know what I mean? Hey, my name is Anthony. Embrace me as one of you. And my last name is very vague. No one knows where I'm from. I'm Anthony Sargon. Like Sargon, where is he? Is he Arab? Is he Greek? What is that? Hello, sir. You sound like us. Come on, let us embrace you like. You like the Redskins? You like football? Yeehaw! You know what I mean? Nasser Beydoun, it's a little bit more, oh shit. You know what I mean? And Abdullah, forget about it, AB. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, I'm AB. Who? I love Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? It's sad. I feel bad for, like, he feels like he has to change his name to be accepted, and his life was probably hell after 9/11, all that shit. I knew a guy in high school whose name was Milad El-Hajj. Now he's called Miles Kaisar. Milad, which means like birthday or birth. Milad, very common name here. Milad, he could have called. It became Milo, and then now it's Miles. And El-Hajj became Kaisar. Now maybe Kaisar or something isn't, maybe it's like his mom's last name or something. I don't even know why I'm doxing the guy. Great dude, loved him. He was in high school, him and his brother, awesome dudes. I think he's married, lives in New Orleans or something. But like, just people have to change their name sometimes. They'll change, or like they'll go from like, they'll do the English translation. So like Haddad, very common last name here. I have some family from the Haddad family. They'll become Smith in America. I'm Joe Smith. You know what I mean? You adapt. Because Haddad means a smith.
E-R-B-E-Y-D-O-U-N, Chairman of the American Arab Civil Rights League. Today is not just about legal action. It's about justice. Today is not just about legal action. It's about justice, accountability, and the voices of people who have been ignored for far too long. I stand before you today not only as a civil rights advocate, but as someone personally affected. 2 of my parents' buildings in Bint Jbel were destroyed.
Damn. I mean, look, I hope his parents are okay and alive. 2 buildings. Shit, dude. That's a lot of property value that's lost. You know what I mean? And people might think, well, I mean, if his parents own 2 buildings, that means they're rich. Not anymore. If they were renting out those buildings, if they were collecting rent money, everything is gone now. Their security is gone. Their investment is gone. But they can just rebuild with what money? If their buildings are destroyed, who's going to pay for those repairs? Are they still going to get rent money from their tenants every month? No, because the buildings are destroyed. Like, you know what I mean? So, in case someone is scoffing at that. By the way, everybody, like the stream. Pass says, Anthony, you haven't been here for a while. They're renamed to the Washington Commanders. Oh, that's right. No, I know it was racist as hell. I remember. I always forget the new name, the Commanders. Yeah, Redskins is fucked up, dude. That's such a fucked up name. That's so messed up. I have not been there in a while. I'm trying to go. I'm supposed to visit in July. Tickets have gotten so expensive to go to the States now because of the situation, and like airlines aren't willing to come here. Like a ticket to the States in July shouldn't cost, honestly, more than like $1,000 from Lebanon to there. That's already a lot of money. Or like $900. The cheapest ticket I could find is $1,400 to the States in July. Isn't that fucking crazy? That's so expensive. That's just to go for like 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks. It's gonna cost me like $100 a day just to be there. You know what I mean? Like 1,400, man. That's rough. So, and with the ceasefire being as fragile as it is, like who knows? Who the fuck knows?
Both of my grandfather's houses were destroyed. This is not abstract. This is not political rhetoric. This is real. This is loss. Families, investments, and generations of work reduced to rubble. As outlined today, ACRL is moving forward with a federal class action lawsuit on behalf of American citizens and others whose property and rights have been devastated. Let me be clear. American citizens are entitled to protection. not indifference from their own government or that.
Politics says, can we please move the arm crossers to the last row? And those that don't look angry. I think everyone in that audience is grumpy because like they lost their house, I think. Like I don't think they would be there unless they've lost something. So you're just gonna get grumpy faces like I lost my fucking house and the best I could do was like get in on this class action lawsuit, which is gonna get me nothing. So I think that's why everyone's fucking grumpy.
Of a genocidal Israeli government.
Haley sends a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Haley. And says, drop your white person name in chat or a new one. Arabs, you know what to do. Far Twain sends in another $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Far Twain. Says, video idea. You go to Dearborn and interview people about what they think about AB. Guarantee that ones that know him, hate him. Oh, that would be so petty of me. That'd be so petty of me. Like they could legitimately, I think, call me a stalker. If I went to Dearborn and interviewed people AB knows just for a video, I would be interested in going to Dearborn to try the food because Dearborn is basically like a mini little Lebanon. So I would love to try the like shawarma in Dearborn, ba'lewa, knefe. I want to see what they can do over there and how close they can get to the Lebanese counterparts. That's what I would do in Dearborn. I would not make it about AB or his friends. That is pretty funny, though. But I would definitely be called a fucking stalker and a freak if I did that. But how close... I would love to go around a little bit, because like if I'm going to be in the States, I don't want to just stream out of like my sister's room or like the apartment. And like I would love to do more IRL streams when I'm in the States if I visit. So I would love to go to like different cities and like walk around and explore. I think that would be so fucking fun, but it's also going to be expensive as hell. Like it's already expensive as fuck to go to the States, and then if I'm going to travel to different cities, that's going to be a fucking nightmare. I also need a new fucking laptop because my MacBook Air, there's no way I can live stream on my MacBook Air anymore. It's going to fucking blow up. So I need to buy a MacBook Pro or new Air, an M5 MacBook Air, just something that can with some fresh RAM, some more RAM, more memory, because I've had my laptop for 5 years. Like at this point, I started live streaming on that laptop. You guys remember our humble beginnings on that MacBook Air. Now obviously I'm using my PC, but that MacBook Air will not be able to handle a live stream. It will not be able to handle a live stream. No fucking way.
We have watched a war unfold that has devastated lives, property. A war led by Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, a war criminal, a man many around the world view as responsible for these actions and must be held accountable.
Let's get to AB's dad's part. Let's go.
This issue has been so deep and deep to the heart of everybody here in the southeastern Michigan. But we kept getting these requests, what can we do about it? What can ACRL do about what's going on and the destruction and devastation that's happening in people's homes in South Lebanon and in Beirut and other areas of Lebanon? Our team has looked long and hard, and we found that it would be one of the first of its kind in the country to bring a class action against the United States government, specifically the Secretary of State Rubio, for allowing this kind of conduct to happen. We have something called the Lee Act, and the Lee Act basically says, named after Senator Patrick Leahy, was passed in 2007. That basically says that if the United States cannot support or give aid or military aid of any sort to agencies, government, foreign agencies that are committing gross humanitarian conduct, meaning that they can't be in violation of humanitarian human consciences. That's what's going on in South Lebanon. The idea that these individuals could run rampant and blow up people's homes left and right, and you're going to hear from a lot of these individuals here this evening that their homes are personally being just bombed.
McG says, aren't you a little scared to go to the U.S. now? Oh, I am. It is always scary to go to the U.S. in these times. I'm going to visit my family, honestly. Like, that would be the reason why I'm going, so I have to fucking suck it up. But yeah, it is scary, right? Getting attacked by ICE while I'm live streaming. Are you Mexican? Like, what's happening here? Don't shoot me, police. Please. The MacBook Neo, yeah, I think the MacBook Neo would not be like, if it's like a MacBook Air. I think I'd rather get at least a MacBook Air, you know what I mean? I don't need a Pro. For what I plan on doing and just to do a couple of live streams on the laptop, I don't want to spend too much money, so I think I'd be happy with a new MacBook Air. The MacBook Neo uses like a phone chip, which is still pretty powerful, but I don't think it's good for live streaming. I think it's good for like just light, you know, web streaming Netflix stuff, just, you know, web browsing. I would not try to do a lot of live streaming, but I want to do some IRL streams in the States. Like, where do I go? Target? You guys want to see me IRL stream at a Target?
and right, indiscriminately, without no basis. And this BS that we always provided that, oh, there was Hezbollah, there was Hamas, there's this and that, and there, it's ridiculous. You're going to hear that there's school principals here, their own homes here in Metro Detroit, there's school principal of both parents that had homes in South Lebanon, that their homes was absolutely bombed for no reason whatsoever. We're not buying the narrative anymore that the Israeli media puts out and the U.S. basically controlled in aspects of it. The fact is that this community has had enough. Enough is enough, and we're taking action. We are filing a class action lawsuit against the Secretary of State, and we're going even further. It's going to be unprecedented in the nation's history. We're going after the manufacturers for a nuisance. There's some case law out there that says that we can go after these manufacturers, that they knew that their weapons were going to be used in violation of the Lee Act. They knew that their weapons are going to be used to destroy innocent people's homes, not military action. But yet they keep supplying these individuals. And all those senators and all those Congress people.
But they always excuse those attacks as being attacks against Hezbollah targets. So, like, I don't know how they're going to prove that, because they're just like, well, we thought at the time when we bombed them that they contained weapons or a weapons cache.
In Washington, shame on them. Shame on them that they continue to support what has clearly been a genocidal act by the state of Israel. Shame. You know, we hear it over and over and over again. Don't just take ACRL's word for it. Take the World Court for it, the International Court. They have indicted the war criminal Netanyahu. They have indicted the Secretary of Defense. And
McG says, hell yeah, take us on a trip to Target. Fuck yeah, we'll go to Target. Look, I like going to Target. And now that I like Lego, they have a whole Lego section. Guys, I will take you guys to the best Lego. I'm going to do the best Lego IRL stream. Let's fucking go.
Israel. They've indicted other people and say this is war. There have been, under the Leahy Act, 667 complaints of violation of constitutional and humanitarian in Israel. Not one of them has found to be any action taken against them. But yet the United States government has taken every action against many different government actions, and tens of thousands of them they've denied giving weapons and aid to those nations, but for Israel. But for Israel. They've not have taken any action against Israel. And they set it up in a way where it's almost impossible because it takes so long to address these violations and humanitarian violations, civil rights violations in the state of Israel. So today we're taking a stand. This is going to be a long, hard road working down. It's going to be one of the nation's unprecedented.
يعطيك العافية. نحن we're with you, Mr. Nabih Ayad. We don't know if your son is with you. We know his bosses certainly aren't with you, but we are with you, sir.
In cases that we're taking action, if it's not in the heart of Dearborn, the largest concentration of the Arab Americans, then where else is it going to be? So we're going to take this action. We can assure you from ACRLs, as we did and changed the law on the no-fly list, terrorism list, as we did, we changed the law on the banking industry, took on the banking industry. We're going to change the law here moving forward to help these community members where their homes are being blown up for absolutely no reason. Enough is enough. You know, this nation used to stand for dignity. One of the things.
Yo, that's pretty fucking badass, dude. AB should really be proud of his dad, man. AB should really be proud of his dad. He's got a really cool dad who's out there fucking doing some real fucking actual work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of sad that, like, AB used to look up to Ethan so much when his dad was right there as, like, this is the role model you should be following, dude. Like, do what your dad does. Why are you emulating Ethan and, like, selling out your values for a guy like Ethan Klein? Look at your dad. Look at what he's doing. He looks like such a G up there with that fucking suit. He's got the little goatee and the little soul patch going. You know what I mean? Trying to help people reclaim, get some kind of justice for what Israel did to them. And your role model is fucking Ethan and Ela Klein, man. Come on, dude. Look at that. Look at that. Like, I hope AB does live streams, right? I hope he does a live stream reacting to what his dad is doing. Let's see. Starkiller. I know they're privating everything now, right? Or it's all for their members. While AB's dad was trying to change the law, let's see what AB was up to. Went to an LA Renaissance fair with Olivia. So they went to the Ren Fair. Okay. And then 15 hours ago, 420 extravaganza for members only. We know that AB doesn't smoke, right? Yeah. AB, you better give your dad his flowers, man. Okay?
Things about the Leahy Act, just so you know, is that one of the main reasons that we show as the United States that we protect civil rights, we honor civil rights, we uphold civil rights. Not sit here and degrade it and say we're going to blow up the whole country. Not say we're going to kidnap a president's country. Not say we're going to assassinate a sovereign nation's president. That's not the America we know. We still believe in this country. You still see I have the flag up here above the Arab American civil rights, because America comes first in our nation as we understand it. And we need to let them know and recognize in the court system, and the judges know this very well, that America comes first.
Again, he's saying the American flag, you know, he's got to respect the American flag, folks. So this is America. Americans love their flag and their military. You know, God bless the troops.
So we're going after you. Get ready, because we're going to take everything that we have, and we have some of the best legal minds, research and writing, that we're going to go after this. So we're setting up a hotline. We have an email that we're going to set up to anyone that has affected, their homes being damaged, their properties being damaged, their business being damaged, to email us. We'll have an intake form for you, and you will be added to the class action lawsuit. And as we did in 2006, when Israel was dropping bombs, dropping leaflets on Lebanon saying, get out of your homes, while the U.S. Embassy was dropping leaflets, stay in your homes, while they're devastating the country, 340 plaintiffs we represented back in 2006. And we ended up that thing really, really quick, within 10 days. But the fact is that we're going to be asking in this lawsuit coming up that for this to completely stop moving forward and take accountability as to each and every action that this Israeli aggression has done with the United States support. I want to turn it over now to our board member, the Wayne County Commissioner, Sam Beydoun, has been a vital force in helping on this matter.
Good afternoon.
Sam Beydoun, let's go. All right. Well, that is it for... Again, props to AB's dad. What a badass. Mr. Nabi Ayad, one of the co-founders of the ACRL, I believe, out there suing the United States government, suing Marco Rubio and Americans' weapons manufacturers for supplying Israel with weapons, knowing full well what they're going to use those weapons for, and that they're going to use those weapons to destroy civilian targets. Good luck. Good luck. I'm not optimistic about those things, but it's good to see people trying to do something. Instead of sitting there and fucking complaining online, they're fucking doing. And that's what we want to see. Good job, AB's dad. I hope AB gives you your flowers on the H. I want to know what Ethan and Hila think about this. I want them to share their opinions on this. Fucking G. Pretty badass. Okay. Okay, folks. Let me open up just a couple more links. We're going to be talking about Lebanon. Give you guys some updates of what's happening here. Also, we just dropped our clip about like Ethan and Hila's comments about like Lebanon and Israel, and that like it's already at like 3,000 views in like just in a few hours today, which is pretty good. It's doing like much better than all our other clips, so at least for recently. Okay. Ooh, we got an update about the statue, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so first of all, it looks like the ceasefire is in the shits with Iran. Calls from Iran for everyone to leave Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Kuwait immediately. Iranian professor Muhammad Marandi, who was a member of the Iranian negotiating team, calls everyone must leave the UAE, Qatar. Yeah, I love this dude, by the way. He's great. Sailors on all ships in the Persian Gulf must also prepare to abandon their ships. That's his original tweet, by the way. So he used to be a member of the Iranian negotiating team. So he says, everyone should immediately leave the UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Saudi, and Kuwait. Sailors on all ships in the Persian Gulf must also prepare to evacuate their ships. This is especially urgent for ships near the Strait of Hormuz, which will be destroyed first. Time is running out. Seems pretty fucking serious. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh. I wonder if this guy's been on Piers Morgan recently. He's always great on there.
Are flaring between the U.S. and Iran in the final hours of a fragile ceasefire. Preparations are underway in Pakistan for another round of peace talks, but it's unclear if that will even happen. President Trump says he's under no pressure to make a deal, and moments ago, he accused Iran of violating the ceasefire multiple times, and during a radio appearance last night, he claimed Iran would attack the U.S. if it had a nuclear weapon.
We're going to make sure that Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon, by the way. That's very close to being over, and we're going to make sure.
The Speaker of Iran's parliament cast more doubts on peace talks as well. In a social media post, he wrote, quote, "We do not accept negotiations under the shadow of threats." He also warned Tehran it has prepared to reveal new cards on the battlefield. CBS News Chief White House correspondent Nancy Cordes joins us now. Nancy, good morning. What more are we hearing from both the U.S. and Iran on these potential ceasefire extension talks? It just seems like a deal is unlikely.
Errol, good morning. Yeah, things seem to be really up in the air right now. Everyone's talking tough with this.
Politics is asking a very important question. Does Target allow IRL streams in store? Are we going to have to make Anthony a spy for Target? Actually, I don't know. I've seen a lot of Target vlogs, people vlogging inside of a Target. Don't ask me why I watch those. So I know you could definitely walk around with a camera. IRL streams are a little bit more complicated because they're not as subtle. I mean, you could just do it with like a phone, but I need to plug in my phone into a battery bank, and then I need a second phone to look at the chat, and I have a whole little stick. So my setup is as small and like acceptable as you can get, but it's still quite the setup. Actually, no, Demi took photos of my setup. She doesn't. I don't have the photos from her. I should ask her to send me those. It's a cute little setup, but it would look weird walking around a Target, to be honest. But I'm not sure because it's technically private property. So I might have to ask the staff if I can do it.
Ceasefire about to end. President Trump is saying that if there's no deal.
So the plan is tomorrow, by the way, for people talking about Lego, the plan tomorrow is to hopefully film a haul video. I'm going to try to film that early in the morning, edit it together, and drop it on the channel like in the afternoon, and then try to start building a Lego set tomorrow at like 6 p.m. or something, 6 or 7 p.m. I don't know if we'll be able to fully finish the build, but to at least start a live stream tomorrow, I'm excited about that.
Quote, lots of bombs start going off, while the Iranians say they want the U.S. to release a ship it seized over the weekend. First, with a senior commander warning this morning that there will be an immediate and decisive response to any aggression from the U.S.
It's very close to being...
Who said 6-7?
Commander warning this morning that there will be an immediate and decisive response to any aggression from the U.S.
It's very close to being over.
In an evening radio interview, President Trump claims the Iranians are coming to the table.
And if they don't, they're going to see problems like they've never seen before.
But earlier, Iran's parliamentary speaker said, we do not accept negotiations under the shadow of threats. We have prepared to reveal new cards on the battlefield.
We have not reached an agreement.
Vice President J.D. Vance, who led the first round of talks in Pakistan, is poised to head there again for round two. But even that caused confusion Monday, with President Trump telling one news outlet that Vance was heading over now, then tell.
God, this is so, I'm not like folks. I'm looking at chat. I'm thinking about Lego now, guys. I just want to show. I got another Lego. I received another Lego set in the mail today. Let me just show it to you guys. Fuck it. Essentially, I have a mini stockpile now of like Lego sets. I'm ready. I have like 2 months worth of Lego content that I can film. I'm good to go. Now this one, I was not planning on buying this, although I really wanted it because I love this thing, and it's my favorite design of this thing. One of my favorites. There's this like random page. Now, obviously, I get most of my shit from bricking.com, the greatest source for all your Lego and stuff from Lebanon. But there's this random page on like Instagram that they get like random shipments every now and then, and they'll get random like one piece of this Lego thing, and they're selling them for like super cheap. So I found this Batmobile, this Tumbler Batmobile, folks, for a very acceptable price. So I had to make a little purchase. Okay, I had to buy this thing. I love the Tumbler. Okay, I love Chris Nolan's Batman movies, and the Tumbler in particular I find to be such an incredible design for a Batmobile. I love what the Tumbler looks like, so I had to fucking get this thing. And it even comes with like Heath Ledger's Joker, which I can add. Demi got me a wonderful little Joker. That was what was his name? The guy with the mustache. Cesar Romero. So I have a Cesar Romero Joker figure, and now I can add this little Heath Ledger Joker figure. I love the Tumbler, so I'm very excited to build this thing. Okay, I've been showing you guys a little bit of everything that I've been getting recently. Tomorrow I'm gonna film. That's it, my haul video. I'm filming that thing. I'm gonna try to edit it. Billy Beelzebub says the worst Batmobile. This one, I love this. I used to have an action figure Batmobile. The one from the I think the George Clooney one, but it was a dope fucking Batmobile. I had that one as a toy. Used to love that shit. I love the tumbler, honestly. I think it's so cool. I love this thing, man. Can't wait to build this thing. I just have a little mini tumbler. The shape seems so satisfying to just hold and like move around. So that's where we're gonna are you gonna play a new Lego game? No, I'm not gonna be playing any more Lego games anytime soon. And if I'm gonna be playing any video game, I just gotta finish Dark Souls. I'm gonna honestly, I've been staring at so many of these Lego boxes for so long. I'm just gonna be building a lot of Lego for the next few weeks. At least one Lego stream per week. That is the plan. One Lego stream a week. Let's see if I can do that. But yeah. What else is this? We already saw this. Lebanon. Let's give some Lebanon updates before we fall too deep the Lego rabbit hole. Okay. Chris, I'm not wearing the bat suit while building the tumbler. I'm not doing that at all. Hala Jabir says Israel has already committed 220 violations of the ceasefire in southern Lebanon in just 3 days between April 16th and April 19th. 220. Stop. Just why even count? 220 documented breaches, 50 demolitions and booby traps, 52 artillery strikes, 7 airstrikes, 30 incendiary drones, white phosphorus shells, small arms fire, and more. Results: 3 martyrs and 7 wounded, 4 of them seriously. And these numbers are already outdated. The real total has climbed sharply higher since this infographic came out. Simply put, this is not a ceasefire. This is Israel openly continuing its illegal war under the cover of a fake truce, which is exactly. It's only a ceasefire in parts of Lebanon. It's not a ceasefire in the south. Brad sends a very generous $5 super chat. Thanks so much, Brad. Says, will you be making Lego AI videos? Please. No, I can't. I do not fuck with generative AI. The most I ever use AI is like asking ChatGPT some queries here and there. I'm not going to be making any, I have no interest in making generative AI videos. Hey, the Iranian government seems to be cranking out more AI Lego videos than we can even handle. Like, Elias keeps sending them to me. At this point, they all kind of sound the same. Like, they all have the same beat. Like, we're going to close the Strait of Hormuz. You want to fight Trump? I'm like, I'm like, I think I've had enough. I think I've had enough AI Lego videos from Iran. Can I say that? They all sound the same nice. Now, they all sound the same. The last 3 that I heard, practically the same. But it's hilarious that they're using Lego. I think that's so fucking funny. And a very effective, incredibly effective propaganda. Open source intel. Report: Trump administration is going to ask Lebanon to repeal the law criminalizing contact with Israel, which would be crazy. Do you know how many more fucking like traitors you're gonna have in Lebanon? If you can now openly speak with Israelis and not go to jail and it not being a crime, you're gonna have so many Lebanese people willing to sell out their fellow Lebanese, dude. That's gonna be fucking crazy. It's gonna be traitor heaven. I think that's the only way they want to do it, is to make it easier for there to be an exchange of information, for Israelis to be able to contact Lebanese people more easily, and for them to try to sow division in the country and stuff like that, and for them to be able to get intel. That's so fucked to me. I love the fact that it's illegal to contact an Israeli person. Lebanese people are not allowed to we're not allowed to go to Israel, all that sort of shit. You know what I'm saying? Brad sends another $5 super chat and says, can we get another AI Lego impression? Did you like that? Was that accurate? Did you guys think that was accurate? They're going to close the Strait up of Hormuz. They're going to close it. Oh, Trump, what you doing? They kind of sound like that, no? The AI rap voice. So I hope, I mean, it's kind of fucking crazy. Yeah, Morgan, Zaytun Zero says, Morgan Ortega's favorite day. She can hang out with her boyfriend more easily. Brad, thank you so much for the generous super chats. Let's get to watch this video.
10-day ceasefire took effect last. A second round of talks between Israel and Lebanon is set to take place in Washington on Thursday. It would mark the first direct discussions between the two countries since a 10-day ceasefire took effect last week. Nour joins us now from near Ramallah in the occupied West Bank.
Hugh Watson is asking, is Chris Kunzler coming on soon? No, not on this show. Obviously, we've had Chris Kunzler twice already on both Fundraiser streams. So he was on about a month ago. I think Chris had asked me to go on his stream, so I might be going on Chris's stream, potentially, you Watson. So you can find me there, potentially. He reached out last week Then he got a little bit busy, but I might be popping on his stream soon just to talk about Lebanon and stuff. So that might be happening. But no current plans to have him on, but I would love to have him on as a guest on Better Left Unsaid with the boys. Love Chris, love Isaac, everything that they do.
So, Nour, what more do we know at this stage about the potential for second round of talks between Israel and Lebanon?
Well, Mohammed, it seems that these talks will be only at the ambassadorial level. So the Israeli ambassador
So there's plans for more talks between Lebanon and Israel. Let's see how that goes.
To Washington and his Lebanese counterpart, which
Jess said he talked about you earlier. Do not worry. Oh, really? Well, we love Chris. Chris is such a sweetheart. Love supporting him. Love watching the streams when I can catch him.
means that this would still be a technical meeting.
And he's been doing great coverage of Lebanon, which we always appreciate. Anybody talking about Lebanon and what's happening here. And always happy to donate his time. Hop into the fundraisers. He's like, if you're ever doing another fundraiser, let us know. He's a... Politics says Chris going to contact you soon. I think he did send. I saw that there's something in my inbox, so I'll double check to see if that was him.
One perhaps to discuss the framework of negotiations, if they can be held. The positions, of course, of Lebanon and Israel couldn't be further apart. Israel is still occupying Lebanese territory. It's holding Lebanese citizens prisoner. It does not seem to be ready or willing to leave Lebanese territory. And we heard, of course...
Okay, Chris did reach out. He's asking if Thursday works. So I might hop on Chris Kunzler's stream on Thursday. Potentially, to talk about Lebanon. I'm not sure. Would love that.
From Lebanese authorities that they want a complete ceasefire, a withdrawal of Israeli troops, or at least a roadmap to it, and the ability of the Lebanese to return to their villages and their towns, which are being systematically destroyed as we speak. This is a methodical campaign that the Israeli army...
Look at that, man. Solar panels being destroyed.
...is conducting with political instructions. So for now, it seems that this is a meeting with U.S. encouragement, not necessarily a meeting that would produce a breakthrough, perhaps.
All right, that's Nour Aoude joining us from...
Yeah, of course I'm going to do it, guys. Why would I not go? If Chris invites me on a show, of course I'm going to go. Any chance to talk about Lebanon and any chance to hang out with Chris is a good chance. This is more talk about the yellow line and concerning the gas field that we talked about yesterday. Again, this isn't just a land grab. This is more about this could be more about the gas fields that Israel is trying to get their hands on here. Let's watch this quick report.
The Israeli army has drawn a new line on a map with worrying consequences for Lebanon.
This is a massive part. Again, our country now, instead of being 10,452 kilometers squared, we're now like 9,200 kilometers squared or something. They've taken a lot of landmass. Look at this. Fucking insane. This is a yellow line. Lebanese people are not allowed to cross past this line, our own country. They've even, parts of it comes right past the Litani River, and it also includes our ocean.
But this line isn't just about land grabs. It will have implications at sea too. Israel's own map, published on April 19th, shows the boundary stretching towards the coast, raising questions about maritime control. Because just offshore lies something critical, the Qana gas field, also known as Block 9. Back in 2022, the Israeli-Lebanon Maritime Agreement established a permanent sea boundary known as Line 23. Under that deal, Lebanon gained full rights to Qana, and Israel secured the nearby Karish gas field. The agreement was meant to unlock offshore energy exploration for both sides, which included Hezbollah implicitly agreeing to the deal. But now, this new line on land, which the Israeli military claims is a forward defense zone against Hezbollah, will extend the Israeli Navy's area of patrol to include Lebanon's Qana gas field. This raises new questions about what comes next for southern Lebanon, because despite the shifting line...
Stealing our resources, whether it's land, very fertile land in southern Lebanon, our water, by trying to make the Litani River their new border, and now our gas fields. And when these gas fields were discovered a few years ago, and then they discovered that they actually contain gas and that this could be a potential resource that the Lebanese government could make some money off of, everybody was excited. We got some gas. Lebanon can get into producing some gas and energy, and perhaps this is going to lead to some job creation, etc. This might boost the economy. Look at that. Just like that, Israel is claiming our gas fields. They're going to fucking suck those things dry before there's any changes to the ceasefire. You know, by the time, if we ever get southern Lebanon back, those gas fields are going to be empty as fuck. Y'all best believe that.
Lines on the map. There is no legal basis for the Israeli claims over Lebanon, either on land or sea.
Marina, you're late. Yes, this is all going to be on the test. This is from this is in Suhmur in southern Lebanon. Israeli footage. They nuked it. What do they? How do you make someplace look like this? So these are Hezbollah martyrs alongside the roadways. Oh my god, dude. How do you do this? Insane. These are all civilian homes. These are all civilian homes. This is why the people in Dearborn, Michigan are suing the US government for supplying weapons to Israel to fucking do this. Because these are all the homes that they lost. That's nuts, bro. More footage. And this is published in Hebrew media, I believe. So, like, they're just proudly getting drone footage of southern Lebanon. Oh my god, man. Yeah, that's just like Gaza and Rafah and holy fuck, man. Shocking. This is true. Exit wrote shocking just as soon as I said shocking. It truly is shocking. There's like it does something to you, man. Seeing this much fucking uncontrollable destruction, no accountability. People's homes, people's lives, everything just gone in a second, and we just sit there and take it. They're taking our gas, they're taking our land, they're taking our water, they're killing our people. You can't do anything. You fight back. You're considered a terrorist. You fight back. You're performing an act of war. You're the one who's being aggressive if you're just trying to defend your land. I just don't understand it. And just seeing this and like this is so weird. Like this is happening in my country. This feels like I'm watching like an alien planet. This like my brain cannot comprehend that this is in my country. I can only imagine what someone who's from the South, who is seeing their neighborhood where they grew up, their family home looking like this. I've never been to this village, but looking at this village, my brain cannot like make the association like, yeah, this is here in Lebanon. This is my country. If I just drive down 2 hours south, I will get to this place. It's so hard to describe. But like, yeah, I'm like, no, how this is somewhere else. This is not, you know, home. So strange. The disconnect is so weird, and I consider myself like super empathetic, and we talk about this every single day, and we're covering this, and I'm using every single stream to highlight what's happening in Lebanon, maybe to the detriment of the show. I don't know if this is enjoyable or anything for anyone, but even I, who I'm really trying to pay close attention to what's happening, even I, when I watch this footage, I feel it's like this can't be real, even though I know it's real. I'm looking at this stuff every single day. I'm like, what is this? How can you do so much destruction? Who's allowing this? Like, it's like children without any parental supervision that are given like BB guns and violent fucking weapons, and they're using them in the worst fucking way. And to hurt other kids in the playground, and their parents aren't punishing them, and they keep getting away with it, and they keep getting away with it time and time and time again. And it's like, that's just nuts. A man dude 10 says the feeling of disorientation and disconnection is an explicit Israeli psychological operation technique. Yeah, would not be surprised. It is so weird, and it makes you feel so powerless. Even though, like, we're trying our best here with this, I'm trying to you know, our community is trying to do so hard. We've already helped so many people, and we're trying to help as many people as we can. And even then, even with that, you could feel so defeated. And that's just got to keep in mind that this is a massive, just big geopolitical game. Ultimately, we're going to keep our land. We're going to get it back one way or another. We're going to figure things out, hopefully. They're even desecrating graveyards. This is a graveyard in Verge. They already did it a few weeks ago when they were trying to dig up a body of an Israeli that was captured here in Lebanon years ago. But they've just desecrated another graveyard in Lebanon. So in life or death, there is no rest. There is no respite from the Israeli enemy. Crazy shit. White phosphorus. We've shown footage of white phosphorus being dropped on Lebanon so many times. Here it is again. South Lebanon. White phosphorus. This is in the town of Deir Serien, South Lebanon. Burning homes and agricultural land. Very fertile agricultural land, might I add. Warmonder shares the Israeli soldier who destroyed a statue in yeah, so we talked about yesterday. We had a big segment about the Jesus statue. Let me see if sometimes after I post a video on YouTube and after I add the chapters to a live stream, like sometimes the next day the chapters will look like they've disappeared. I don't know why that happens. Let me see if yesterday's stream has been affected by that. Thank you for yesterday's stream was an interesting one. We talked about we're done with the stream. A Lebanese controversy, the Mayas dancer who had like these comments going viral. Okay, so it looks like this thing has disappeared here. Why does that happen? I cannot show that. Oh, Cedar Down Under with a $50 Australian super chat. Holy shit, Cedar Down Under. Thank you so much for the incredibly I come from a land down under. Women glow and men plunder. Sorry I'm late, but what the fuck? That side of the family is from the south, and all I can say is this. The pictures and videos shown does not show how it was, not even during the 2006 war. This is a new dystopia, and the government doing nothing is so scared to be anti-Semitic. First of all, Cedar Down Under, I'm so sorry that you have to see South Lebanon looking like this. Like, I want you guys to tune in on this show and see nice, fun stuff and happy stuff, and I don't want to show you how you land. But yeah, this is another level. Like, the Dahya Doctrine was established in the 2006 war when they destroyed Dahya, and then they've been applying the Dahya Doctrine in Palestine and in Gaza, etc. But ever since the Gaza genocide, they've become even more emboldened, and the level of destruction that they're causing has gone far beyond anything they've done before. Gaza was a testing ground. They were able to successfully, at least not in the public eye, the vast majority of people around the world seeing what's happening in Gaza are disgusted by Israel and do not want to fuck with Israel or be involved with Israel in any way, shape, or form. But the fact that nothing happened to them legally and government-wise, and no one fought back except, like the Houthis and Hezbollah and Hamas, made Israelis understand, and the IDF understand that, oh, we can keep doing this. So now they're going to create maximum damage on the biggest scale possible, kill as many people as possible, as quickly as possible. Nothing's ever before anything is done to them. Gaza was the experiment. The world did this. The world gave them 2 thumbs up, like, keep doing what you're doing. So they're doing it again. They're doing it again. So I'm so sorry that you have to see it down under. I hope your family's safe, and I hope they can salvage whatever they can. And I hope someone in Australia is doing what AB's dad is doing and trying to do a class action lawsuit to try to get some of that back at least. You know what I mean? Crazy. Guys, a lot. I want kangaroos. I want koalas in the chat. I want Australian flags. And we want a lot of love and good fortune for Cedar's family. Let me see if the chapters came back. Sorry, real quick. I'm trying. Nothing to. Yes. Okay, they back. They back. So we talked about the statue being destroyed yesterday. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Actually, we'll get back to that in a minute. Where's the statue stuff? Oh, there it is. Okay. Sad news. Genuinely sad news. It might look like a joke, but it's not a joke. Israeli media reports that Israel used multiple air defense interceptors at a large migratory bird, mistaking it for a drone. They killed a massive bird. What bird? What kind of bird is this? This is not a pelican. What is this? What do you call this kind of bird? A stork? What is this? Someone's saying the bird is a Hamas. They attacked the bird. I don't know. I don't think that's the exact bird. But what kind of bird is this? So Israeli media reports that they thought it was a drone, bro, and they started attacking this fucking bird. Like, what the fuck, dude? Ecocide, all sorts of genocides, man, they commit, those fuckers. Genuinely, man. Is this a stork? What kind of bird is this? Stork, right? Yeah. God damn, man. That's so fucking sad, dude. Like a beautiful fucking bird migrating. Just leave the fucking animals alone, man. Leave, you fucking idiots. You fucking goddamn idiots. Look at this beautiful thing, man. Look at this beautiful bird. And again, animals are like the... People forget that animals are suffering. That's why I'm so happy that you guys were so generous in your donations, that we're donating money to care for animals here. And again, May 2nd, we're going to go to Give Me a Paw, do an IRL stream and vlog to show you guys the great work that people here are doing to care for animals, cats, dogs, all sorts of beautiful creatures. God's creations or nature's creations, whatever you want to call it. R.I.P. little bird. We're so sorry. Fuck Israel for what they did to you. We love you. Morgan Ortegas and her boyfriend Antoun Sahnawi, the open Lebanese Zionist. I'm not just saying that. I'm not saying anything out of pocket. He is on video rubbing this lady's back as she's saying that Antoun is such a proud, comes from a long line of proud Christian Lebanese Zionists. So Antoun, that's what's happening. Those of you who don't remember, should I pull up the clip again? Or can I find it? Of course I'll find it. There it is.
Museum for having us. What's so beautiful.
So this guy's a Lebanese banker. He was the head of SGBL Bank, which is accused of like laundering money and stealing people's money, etc. He's also the founder of an extreme right religious militia called Jnud al-Rab, the Soldiers of God. They run around Beirut beating up gay people and trans people and drag queens, essentially. That's their MO. That's their thing. Tough guys when it comes to that. And yeah, he's also related to a bunch of politicians.
Beautiful about Antoun and his family having us today is they come from generations of committed Lebanese Christian Zionists.
Antoun, the great thing about Antoun.
Committed Lebanese Christian Zionists.
Committed Lebanese Christian Zionists. The dude is putting it all out there for some Ortegas. The man wants himself some Ortegas. So anyways. There they are. Mr. Model Boy thinks he's gorgeous. Every picture he takes, dude, he's doing the blue steel. Have you guys noticed? Every photo we've looked at of this man, he's smashing the blue steel. Also, he looks like a grown-up loaner box. He looks like an adult loaner box. Let's see what they're saying about this. French prosecutors... Oh, okay, I'm going to read it normally. French prosecutors open probe into notorious Lebanese banker Antoun Sahnawi amid money laundering allegations. Oh, Morgan Ortegas enjoy dating criminals, huh? But I mean, she's a Zionist. Isn't she Israeli? She loves criminals. French prosecutors in Paris have opened an investigation into suspected money laundering, aggravated breach of trust, and possible tax fraud involving Banque Audi France and the Richelieu Group, which is linked in Lebanon to SGBL and notorious banker Antoun Sahnawi. The case, first reported by Lorient Le Jour and Lorient Today, follows two complaints filed in July 2025 by the collective of victims of fraudulent and criminal practices in Lebanon and the French anti-corruption NGO Sherpa. While the probe remains at an early stage, representatives of the collective say the decision to proceed suggests French authorities found the submitted material sufficiently serious to justify a formal investigation. In recent years, Lebanese financial figures have also drawn political attention in Washington, including remarks from former U.S. State Department spokesperson Morgan Ortegas, who has referred to Antoun Sahnawi's support for Israel, stating that he was trained to be a supporter of the State of Israel and that he comes from a family of committed Lebanese Christian Zionists. Justice is coming for you, hopefully. Also, another sign that the ceasefire is, again, don't forget, Israel has already violated the ceasefire 200 times in just like 4 days. But now Hezbollah has apparently stroked. I'm kidding. Hezbollah has hit Israeli forces in southern Lebanon, apparently, folks. According to this report, following reported Israeli violations of the ceasefire agreement, Hezbollah launched rockets at Israeli forces in the border town of Rab 13, southern Lebanon. The strike comes amid Israeli claims of asserting control over 55 villages in southern Lebanon, describing the area as a yellow line. Here's footage. Hebrew sources, the occupation's air defenses have been activated after the activation of sirens in 2 settlements near the border with Lebanon. Politics says, bro has Helen Hunt lip. That's very true. Scarily accurate. So it looks like Israeli air defense, some kind of Iron Dome shit has been activated, possibly by some Hezbollah strikes. Who knows? Ceasefire's done, yo. This ceasefire was never going to last, bro. This was never a ceasefire anyways. How is it a ceasefire when Israel is stealing our land, stealing our gas, destroying our homes, destroying our villages, killing our people? What is going on here? What did we negotiate with them? What happened in that negotiating room? How did we achieve a ceasefire? It's a ceasefire for the Christians, folks. Again, it's a ceasefire for Christians. Bam. Elijah Magnier says, Hezbollah announced officially the attack of the Lebanese resistance and occupation forces patrolling in South Lebanon. The attack of the Lebanese resistance on an occupation. Okay, yeah. So yeah, Hezbollah officially announced that they've attacked occupation forces in the south. Israel considers the attacks as a violation of the ceasefire, thinking that only Israel has the right to kill and expand its occupation in South Lebanon with impunity. That's how it works. Guys, the ceasefire is a one-way ceasefire. We cease fire while Israel does not cease fire. We cease fire while Israel takes land, takes resources, and kills people. But we have to just sit there and respectfully let them do it and hope they decide to leave. That's what we got to do. Hezbollah vowed the Israeli rule of engagement of one-sided ceasefire is rejected and that Israel should leave and withdraw from the entire Lebanese territories. Oh, back to the cross. So the cross has been replaced, apparently, folks. Look at that. The Israelis are taking credit. They're saying a short while ago, in full coordination with the local community of Dibbil in South Lebanon, the damaged statue was replaced by IDF troops. The Northern Command worked to coordinate the replacement of the statue from the moment it received the report of the incident. The IDF expresses deep regret over the incident and is working to ensure that it does not happen again in the future. So they freaked out over this cross, which is obviously very disrespectful and fucked up that they did that. But, like, you know, they're okay with bombing and murdering women and children. Over 2,000 Lebanese people have been killed. No apologies, no clarifications, just justifications. But a statue of Jesus is destroyed, which is horrible and very disrespectful, of course. But they put out all the stops. We got like 10 senior Israeli officials yesterday putting out statements, including Benjamin Netanyahu, being like, this is unacceptable. This does not represent Israel. All that sort of shit. But there's a video that suggests that this came from Italy. So this here says عملت نداء الوطن أن الدولة الإيطالية أرسلت عبر قوات اليونيفيل صليب السيد المسيح إلى بلدة دبل. So this post right here says that Italy, the Italian government, sent this statue via UNIFIL to the town where the statue is destroyed. Which is crazy because the IDF here is taking credit. But there you go. تواصلت الكتيبة الإيطالية مع صاحب المنزل. So yeah, the Italians like contacted the owner of the house directly. According to this video, this has nothing to do with Israel, bro. Isn't that fucking crazy? Also, don't forget, Israel has destroyed multiple churches throughout this attack. They killed a priest and a double tap. They killed multiple Christian families in southern villages and in Christian cities like here and not in the south. So anyway, it's kind of confusing who sent it. But here's another statement from the IDF. Findings and conclusion of the inquiry. So basically, all of this to say that they gave the guy 30 days. It was decided that the soldier who damaged the Christian symbol and the soldier who photographed the act will be removed from combat duty and will receive 30 days of military detention. The remaining troops who stood by have been summoned for clarification discussions that will be held later on, after which further command level measures will be determined. Let me try to see where that picture is. So there's the picture for those of you who haven't seen it. This is a montage of what Israelis have done. So this is an Israeli soldier smashing the statue. And this is not even like the mosques. You know how many mosques the IDF has destroyed? No mention. No apologies. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And look, this is a church. I'm just focusing on the church because there's a lot of Christian Zionists. They mocked the Virgin Mary inside a Lebanese church. They destroyed a St. George statue with a tank. They literally killed this priest in a double tap attack. They bombed the building. He went in to provide aid. Then they killed him. Hero. They killed these Christians as well. Aid workers. But they replaced the statue, apparently. So anyways. We can put a button in that. I want to see what Piers Morgan has been up to be honest with you guys. I'm just curious. Has he had Marandi on lately? Oh, yes. Look at that.
The truth is people can see through it, Professor Marandi. They know a government stooge and propagandist when they see and hear one. And let the record show that you've not given any bombs. You've not leveled any...
Let's go. I fucking love this guy. Let's watch this.
Now saying that J.D. Vance and the U.S. delegation are leaving soon. The Iranians, meanwhile, say they have no plans for any further talks. So Professor Mohammad Marandi is a self-described independent academic who nonetheless travelled with the Iranian delegation to the previous talks in Islamabad, and he joins me now from Tehran. Professor Marandi, welcome back to Uncensored.
Thank you very much for having me.
So where are we here? The President of the United States on Friday was pretty much bringing things to a conclusion. He felt that Iran had agreed to most of the terms laid down, particularly giving up enriched uranium and so on, and reopening the Strait of Hormuz. But as we sit here now for this conversation, it appears that they're not even going to turn up at the peace talks. What is your understanding on that, first of all?
Well, everything that he said was fake. The Iranians agreed to nothing. And he just puts out information on Truth Social. And later on, he's possibly going to say that the Iranians promised everything and now they're not doing it, and so we'll have to bomb Iran. And then people like yourself and others in the Western media will continue to demonize Iran and to attack anyone who defends Iran, and we'll have another war.
How long can Iran sustain more warfare, and in particular economic warfare?
Diana says Piers has the same energy as Courtney Bono. So thank you for remembering Courtney, guys. God, that lady. I wish I could re-expose this lady, but goddamn, it's gonna be hard. People are loving her shit and loving her work. Foreign journalists coming here, taking advantage of our wars and loving the wars and doing war coverage to get fucking followers on Instagram. It's disgusting. And any chance she gets to like insult an Arab man on social media and accuse him of being like a Zionist, she'll fucking do it. I'm here to show the side of Lebanon. Literally, some random Lebanese guy like criticized her on Twitter. She was like, "Oh, you're like a Zionist, like the piece of." She's like, "Oh, how's your country working out for you?" It's like, what the fuck? Horrible person. Horrible person. Hate that person.
Involving the Strait of Hormuz. I mean, if Iran can't get its energy out whilst also depriving other people of theirs, how long can it economically sustain that kind of thing?
Well, we do have to remember, because Western media doesn't put it this way, but the United States and the Israeli regime started this war. It was completely unprovoked. And 3,300, 400 Iranians were murdered in this round. And this is not even the first war. This is the second war that they waged on us in less than, in less than a year. So if the Strait of Hormuz is closed, it's because, first of all, it was never fully closed. The Iranians closed it to a lot of the shipping by countries that were hosting U.S. bases. And I think if you were in Iran's place, you did the same. Those countries in the Persian Gulf, that is...
AC is saying he was rude to Marandi straight off the bat. Yeah, he has... Piers really sees Marandi as like as a propagandist, so he doesn't really like him. But I think the fact that he has him on, because like Piers does this, he'll invite people on, and you think he doesn't like them and he's arguing with them, but like he still respects them behind the scenes. I think Piers Morgan likes this guy. He's hard not to like. This guy's so intelligent. He's so well-spoken. I think Piers likes this guy. He likes the drama, though. But I think Piers likes this guy. He's rude to make it more spicy because he knows that being rude with this guy, he's going to be spicy back. Piers just knows how to play it. I think deep down, Piers likes this guy. Haley sends a $2 super chat and says, and another thing, Courtney. Oh, thank you so much. Haley. God damn you, Courtney.
Assisted the United States in waging war against the people in Kuwait, the Emirates, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and Bahrain. Without them, the United States and Trump could not wage the war. So their shipping obviously is not going to have priority. But the strait wasn't fully closed. The Iraqis were able to use it. The Iranians used it. The Chinese used it. Others who weren't waging war against Iran were using it. But we had a ceasefire after Trump at the beginning of the war said that Iran must surrender, unconditional surrender. And of course, that didn't happen. And then ultimately, after almost 40 days, the United States accepted the Iranian 10-point plan as the framework for discussion. And of course, Trump didn't do it in practice because he's dishonest, and so is the Trump regime. After that, we had a ceasefire. In that ceasefire, Iran was supposed to open up the Strait of Hormuz to more ships, including those countries that host bases. But the Israeli regime was supposed to adhere to the ceasefire, and they didn't. And so for 10 days, Iran did not open the Strait of Hormuz to extra ships because Netanyahu was busy slaughtering people. And then when finally he was forced...
Chris is asking, did we talk about AB? Yes, we spent like 40 minutes doing that segment. So yeah, you tuned in a little bit late. We done with that segment, Chris. This is the end. We're tuning in. I think I'm going to... This is a long interview. When do they get pissed at each other? Let's see. I'm not going to watch this whole thing. They're getting aggressive with each other here, it looks like. Yep. Let's see. Anywhere else? Is there some aggression?
The government in Iran has problems with inflation. It has problems with crime. It has problems with jobs. It has problems with inflation. It has all sorts of problems. But my government does not help the Israeli regime carry out genocide. And you have never said that you do not accept ethno-supremacism. Because if you say you don't, that means you do not accept the legitimacy of the Israeli regime. Do you accept?
You have never accepted.
Do you accept?
You have never accepted.
Tell me, do you reject ethno-supremacism? Do you believe that a regime...
That's the good stuff. Let's go.
...that is based on ethno-supremacism is illegitimate or not?
Well, I don't exactly know what you mean. What do you mean?
Is a regime that is based on the concept of ethno-supremacism, is it legitimate or not?
He doesn't know what ethno-supremacism means. It means, Chris, that Piers, that Israel is built on the concept that the ethnicity of being, or the religion of just being Jewish means you are superior to everyone else. It is an ethno-supremacist state where one ethnicity has rights that are different than everyone else's. They have preferential treatment. And the laws in that country are built in a way to protect that supremacy and to protect that one group and to make sure that they're the majority in the country. That's what it means, Piers Morgan.
Well, what I would repeat to you...
Speak English, Professor Marandi. How do you expect me to know what ethno-supremacism means? I've only been talking about this conflict in Israel for the past 3 years.
What I've repeated to people about Israel for the last year. The Israeli government, not the people of Israel or the country, but its current government under Bibi Netanyahu has been doing a lot of things which I strongly disagree with. Yeah.
Do you reject a regime that accepts, that carries out a regime, not an administration, not a government, a regime that is based on ethno-supremacism?
Well, I literally last week...
That is why Hezbollah dies. That's why people in Hezbollah die for the people of Gaza.
Fine. If you let me answer, only last week I attacked the Israeli government and Ben-Gvir in particular for the way they brought in a new law which would only kill Palestinians who they deemed terrorists, execute them with the death penalty, but not Israelis. Right? I thought that was outrageous and appalling and probably an example of what you're talking about.
You know, if you were talking about apartheid South Africa like this, or if anyone was, you would be attacking them. If anyone had given me the same answer when I said you accept a regime that's based on racial superiority or on racial preferences or hierarchy, you would have been totally aggressive and rejected it outright.
I've literally just told you. You didn't obviously watch it. You obviously didn't watch it. I've literally just told you. I've literally just told you that last week I did exactly that.
About a law. That's a law. I'm talking about the regime.
I love watching two middle-aged men talk over each other.
Regime itself. That law is only brought about because of the nature of the regime. That's why people rape others, Palestinians in prison, and they're treated as heroes.
And what about your regime? What about your regime? What about your regime of theocratic fascists who murder thousands of protesters for protesting against them?
Piers, let your guest, man, this is like unwatchable, man. Let the guest talk.
What
There's like
about
a delay as well.
I know. Okay, let me go. First of all, you're hiding the fact that you could not answer this question by saying this. However, I'm glad you raised this. This nonsense was all created in order to justify this war. Trump himself, just a couple of weeks ago, said that he sent weapons to the so-called protesters. How is it possible, if those protests were organic and they were spontaneous, that they needed weapons? How did he know who they were? How many
protesters did your regime kill?
How did he know?
How many did you kill?
How did he know that they even used weapons, that they could use weapons? It was because
how many of your protesters did your regime kill?
Because he was afraid. You're afraid to accept the fact that he knew, and his intelligence agency knew,
Answer my
and the
simple
Israeli
question.
intelligence agency knew that these were not
how many thousands of protesters? How many thousands of protesters?
Hasif Mubin says, credit to Piers, he repeatedly brings people to whip him. That is true. He's kind of like a masochist in this way. He's not ashamed to bring people that are gonna fucking mog him, let's say, theoretically, so to speak, over and over again. But look, Piers wants good TV. So if that means him getting embarrassed or him getting shit on by someone 10 times smarter than him, if it's good for ratings, if it's good for the views, if it's good for a supplement sponsor, it's good enough for him.
Did your regime slaughter in January?
No peaceful protesters. No peaceful protesters were slaughtered by the police. In fact, the first 2 days.
What a disgusting lie.
You are the disgusting person who supports ethno-supremacism.
This is why people call you a stooge and propagandist for the regime. Nothing to see
You're the
here.
stooge for the Zionist regime.
We did nothing wrong. No peaceful protesters got killed.
No,
and
I
you
didn't
smirk
say
as
that.
you say it.
No, you're fabricating. I said they did not massacre peaceful protesters. The people that your government supported and gave weapons.
They massacred violent protesters. I mean, look, listen, I'm not here to defend the fucking Iranian government for killing protesters. Even if they didn't kill, they obviously didn't kill 40,000 protesters. It was probably in the low thousands, high hundreds, still an insane number. But a lot of them were provocateurs. A lot of them were sent in by like the Mossad to be aggravators, and agitators. I'm sorry. So it's not very clear what the fuck happened. The Iranian government definitely killed some protesters, and the Iranian population has definitely very valid reasons to protest their government, and I want them to get whatever it is they want to get, honestly. But the West has been very happy to peddle they slaughtered 40,000 people in the streets and in 2 days. Like, really? With like what, machine guns? They just sat there and like how did that happen? Essentially. So that makes no fucking sense.
Weapons to. They carried out an armed insurrection. 3,117 people were killed, including hundreds of police officers and a couple of thousand innocent bystanders by people that your government armed. Your government's armed, supported, and gave weapons to. They carried out an armed insurrection. 3,117 people were killed, including hundreds of police officers and a couple of thousand innocent bystanders by people that your government armed. Your government's armed these people. Your government's murdered them. But you want to distract attention away from your own crimes, just like you're not willing to say anything about ethno-supremacism in Palestine.
Okay, we'll leave it there. The truth is, people can see through it, Professor Marandi.
I'm sure they will.
That guy's a boss, man. That guy's a fucking boss. As soon as I saw him on Piers Morgan that first time, I've been following him on Twitter ever since. Such a great follow.
They know a government stooge and propagandist when they see and hear one. And let the record show.
Yeah, Piers, come on. Yeah, you're talking about yourself here, Piers. Please.
I'm under your bombs.
You've given.
I'm in here at Tehran
under your bombs. Let the record show that once again you have not leveled.
That when you were slandering Iran, I was in Tehran.
You've not leveled any criticism at your own regime once again, because you're not allowed to. Because if you did start criticizing your regime on this show and it got picked up by the media, they would probably kill you too. And that's the reality of your existence.
Good luck with your ethno-supremacist buddies on your show. Good luck with your ethno-supremacist buddies.
I can express myself freely and honestly. You have to lie. That's the difference.
So, okay, are you teasing him for having a government that does not allow him to like criticize them. Like, that's not funny. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying the guy's a hostage, but like, that's not like, well, if you criticize your government, you'll be killed. Fuck you. It's like, okay, Piers, I could technically go to jail for like saying a lot of the shit that we say on this show. So let's chill. Anyways, folks, I'm gonna end the stream. It went much longer than I thought. This was gonna be like a chill, very unprepared stream. The AB topic took a little longer than I thought, in a good way. We weren't talking about AB, we were talking about his dad for the most part. Chris sends a $2 super chat and says, Piers Morgan, go back to British Got Talent. Shut the fuck up. Oh, that would be so awkward now. After all of this shit in 3 years of doing this, to be like, well, you're not juggling well enough, sir. Try juggling again. Folks, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. That was such a nice stream. Thank you so much for all of the super chats and all of the gifted donos. We got 11 new members today joining the family. Let me update the members numbers. We're at 511 members, folks. Beautiful. 511. Tomorrow, my plan is to try to film my Lego haul video and try to edit it and release it as early as I can. I might not be able to edit it and release it, but I'm going to at least film it during the day. And then I might be doing our first Lego build in a while tomorrow. Hopefully, fingers crossed, no promises, but that might be happening tomorrow night, folks. Thank you so much for everybody who was here today. It was such a pleasure. Love you all. Marina just slammed us with one more member, folks. There we go. We got 12 new members today. We got to update the numbers. We got to update the numbers yet again. Let's go. Let's go. Thank you so much, Marina. That is so kind. So generous. Do not warriors. Let me just got to manually update the stuff, folks. There we go. Bam. Bam, bam. And it's back. Thank you so much, Marina. Guys, thank you so much for being here on this chill stream. You guys know it's a chill stream when we don't have a custom thumbnail, okay? Have a good night, everybody. Much love to everyone. Members, expect exclusive content this week, most likely Thursday. Patrons as well. Love you. Appreciate you. I'm going to have some dinner. Much love, everybody. See you tomorrow, hopefully, for some Lego content. And as always, folks, do not worry.